Evening, everybody. How are we? Welcome. It's Friday evening. We're at the end of another week. It's been a short week again, hasn't it? We're getting used to these short weeks now. These 4-day weeks. I could get used to this. Oh, it does throw me massively out of sync, but I'll just say I'll get used to it. That probably seems to be the best way. And just say I get used to it, then somewhere on the line, someone's going to commit to it. Like, the government are going to have to say, yeah, fine, like Jameson's cool with a 4-day week. Let's just do a 4-day week. Everyone else, I'm sure you're probably on the same boat. If you've had a 4-day week, obviously if you've not had a 4-day week, terribly sorry. But hopefully we can make everything a bit better tonight because Crystal Palace are still top of the league. We're about to hit the January transfer window. We've got 30 million quid in the bank. I'm very much looking forward to this. Yes, here we go. Frozen Luffy is in. Waiting to see if my request for a 4-day week goes through. Fingers crossed indeed, Luffy. Fingers crossed. Zeep's on a 3-day week. Zeep, here we go. Raggio, what's a 4-day week? Franco, I'm having a 6-day week. Okay, right, I've misread the room here, haven't I? To be honest, I've basically went along the lines of going, we must have a lot of 4-day weekers. We haven't. We've got some proper grafters in tonight. So welcome in, Franco. Welcome in, Raggio. Zeep's in, of course, as well. Stoke City fan. Hello, Stoke City fan. Welcome in. The Arsenal fan is in. A15's here. Dan FM is in. Stoke City 0-day week. What a week. What a week that is. Actually, that's just thrown me completely out of sync. They're going, that's a brilliant week. Well done. I think you've won so far, Stoke City. Fat Nigel's in. Obviously saying, try and save me from watching the Sheffield Wednesday game. Wednesday apparently are pretty bad tonight. Pretty bad. They were 2-0 down last I saw against the Posh. Dawson, an absolute howler. And the second goal was top draw, to be honest. But even still, 2-0 down. That got a lot of work to do. Wilco's in as well. And of course, anyone else who's just, chilling in the background, you're more than welcome as well. Just put your feet up, grab a cup of tea. Just enjoy your Friday night with us, to be honest. £30 million in the bank. I'm looking forward to this as if that money is going to be spent, says the Arsenal. Yeah, basically what's going to happen to the Arsenal is I'm going to have £30 million in the bank, and then by the end of the transfer window, I want 50 million in the bank. That's what I want. A15, Partick Thistle 7-3 up on aggregate in the Scottish playoffs. Ooh, nice. That's what we're talking about. The Scottish playoff games have been fantastic this week, haven't they? Been some right scores in those games. Sorry, not just the playoffs. There was obviously the final match, which led to, was it the championship result? I think for Dundee. Was that this week? Feels like it was this week. Although all time sort of blurs into one a little bit, to be honest, at the minute. But that felt fairly recent. I'm sure it was like a 5-3 or something. But yeah, that's excellent. There's 7-3 now as well. So here we go. Nice. I spent most of last year at work, working 4 days. Railway kept on suggesting we ought to work 5. I told them where to go. There you go. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Tell those railways I ain't working all the time. A15. Yes, it was last week. Queen's Park 7-3 down to Partick. Your intro was like listening to a young Alan Robson. Good evening. Hello, Dave. Nice to see you in, pal. You missed that. Were you in for that a few weeks ago? We did an Alan Robson sort of like a spin-off almost as part of the show. It was just like I ended up chatting about the whole thing, and we must have spent a good 20 minutes on me pretending to be Alan Robson and then having to explain it to people who weren't from the northeast, and then they got it and they were like, all right, okay, fair enough, now I get it. And then I just went off on one, to be honest. Just like, Alan, can you just I'd just like to say I bought some chips earlier and they were a little bit warmer than I was expecting, so I may have burnt the top of my mouth, so sorry if I sound a little bit off, but keep up the good work, Alan, and can you let next door know that they've still got their bins out? Bye now. That's the sort of nonsense that you get on Alan Robson. And then of course it does end with a seance. So yeah, there is that. That's what happens. But yeah, hope you're well, by the way. Hope you're well, Dave. If you've not followed Dave, by the way, on all of his platforms, loads of stuff, particularly online. But of course, particularly online because it's not 1995 anymore. Tony, but no, he's got some cracking some written stuff. With the old Champman 98 798. So definitely go and drop him a follow. In fact, where's his links? Let's go and grab them out actually. It's Dave Black, which I'm sure, of course, you will all know. Let me grab his bits. That's what she said. There we go. I'll I'll put the link there. Right. Go and get it. That's where you want to be going. Okay. Yeah, go and show him some support. He's also got a couple of cracking podcasts as well, so definitely go and have a listen out. The police aren't fond of people following this in real life, something to do with stalking laws, apparently. Well, exactly, Zeke. So what you got to try and do is you got to kind of like circumnavigate those laws, and potentially try and convince the police that you're a shadow. Now, it's not easy. It's not easy to convince the police that you're a shadow, but if you can convince them, then I think you're probably okay. You just need to be a little bit out there. You know what I mean? When streams of the seance trying to contact strikers that score, I'm getting Paul Ward. It's only stalking if it's reported. Well, no, not technically, Franco, but I get what you mean. Honestly, officer, it's only a murder if it's reported. I don't know. It's only a crime if you get caught. No, it's definitely a crime if you like. That's like saying, oh God, I can't believe I've gone this far already. This is like saying that like serial killers that avoid being caught still committed murders. They can't be like, it's not convicted, not a crime. Just like, you've killed 9 people. But have I though? There's no law that says I can't. Well, there's definitely laws. But only if I'm caught. Then it's illegal. But until then, I can do whatever I want. Like, I don't quite think it's there. Like, you know, I'm not saying that it's probably not, but I'm just saying I'm pretty sure that's how. You know what? I'm not going to hedge my bets. I'm not going to go out on a killing spree just on the off chance that it turns out that, oh, you know what? Shit, I got caught, and that's the only reason that it's illegal. But then again, maybe I'm thinking, oh, you know what? If I don't get caught, you know, if I don't get caught, now's my opportunity, isn't it? This isn't even the weirdest start to a stream. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, the Alan Robson stuff seemed normal, and now here's me going, like, do you reckon I could be a serial killer? Do you reckon? How would I do it? Who knows? It's not a crime if you're an ex-US president. It's a witch hunt. Well, I mean, look, we can get into all manner of potential politics as to how we avoid it. You know, if it's not a crime, if it's, you know, with a drone strike. You know, but it clearly is. Like, you know, it's not a crime unless it's almost as if, hey, I tell you what, it's not a crime unless it's a war crime. That's a real crime. Like, you know, laughing at other people, just look at you, Johnny One murder. You know, I've wiped out an entire nation. You know, that's Crocodile Dundee work, like sort of one-upmanship in it. You know, Zeep, you're already building an extension. Who knows what's buried under there? And nothing at all, Zeep, because nobody caught me. Yeah, no one can say a word until I'm convicted, apparently. Imagine if Twitch were like monitoring this sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? we might want to have a check on this. How did we get onto stalking? I've got no idea. I think I must have said something half innocuous when I was busy rambling, and then someone's picked up on it, and I've gone straight back in, and I'd be like, here we go. This is what I think, and the problem is, any time it starts with here, this is what I think, that's not good, is it? That's not good. Evening, RC. How are we? Welcome in. Friday's going well so far, I think. I hope. Work was a bit sort of like up and down. Quite a bit of stuff still to do, and I sort of like, kept getting distracted on various bits and bobs. But then, of course, we've got all this to do now, which is going to be great. We get to play this night, which is cool. We get to hang out. And, of course, should probably tell you as well. Tomorrow night, there won't be a stream tomorrow night. There won't be a bonus Saturday stream because we're going off to the stadium at light. Of course we are. course we are. I talked about like saying like, you know what, I'm not going to try and get myself a ticket because like there I am saying there's people that deserve it more than I do, and the second that they went on general sale, I was like, well, let's get a ticket sorted out. So so I'm off to the playoff semi-final tomorrow. Hopefully a good result that'll sort of like set us well for the away trip to Luton. I think it'll be decided at Luton. I don't think tomorrow will be the thing. I think it should be fairly tight tomorrow. I think that Luton will sit with 11 men behind the ball, and then we'll have to hope that there's enough noise in the stadium to freak them out a little bit. And yeah, then it goes to Kenilworth. Speaking of Luton, there you go. Replacement manager. TNS jobs available. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, so that's the thing. So we're going to be going. So we're going to go out of that, which then of course means in the event that there's a trip to Wembley, I'm gonna have to start trying to pull some strings, aren't I? See what I can do, but we'll see. And that is a problem because that's a Monday, and that's a committed day stream. That's not like even a bonus day stream. You know what I mean? Like this is a like Mondays are normally our stream days, so I'm gonna have to go see the playoff final, then get straight back up the road from Wembley to get back on for 9 o'clock. Because otherwise, you know, like you guys are gonna feel gypped off, right? Be like bloody Jameson man out, you know, hobnobbing and globetrotting. Two things that I'm absolutely known for. Seeing how much it would cost to get an upgrade from Kenilworth Road if Luton go up. I mean, it could be. I'd imagine it's going to be quite expensive because their ground is proper shonky, isn't it? Like, but like, you know, in a nice way. It's shonky in a nice way. It has character, I believe, is what they're saying. Is it only 10 mil? I say only 10 mil. It's not like Luton have got 10 million, is it? But then again, I suppose, you know, if you don't want to spend out of that biggest game in football sporting history, like, you know, the richest game in the world, like, you don't want to spend all that money on ground developments. Or do you? I don't know. Maybe you're not going to get that money from elsewhere. Maybe it is that thing, but you're still not going to get your stadium upgraded sufficiently in what, 6 weeks between the end of the playoffs and then the start of the season? No chance is that getting done. You know, not at all. Because you need your planning permission. You need all the plans done. You need everything. You need it actually done. You need builders to be free for a start. And I know for a fact that they're not easy to get a hold of at the minute. Where's your painters going to be? You know, can't just like ask your mates, go, oh, come round for like some pizza and a few cans and that and do some painting. It's a football stadium. It's not it's not a kid's bedroom. So, I don't know. Plus, I mean, B&Q haven't even got a sale on at the minute. So that's going to cost more for your taps and stuff. Evening, Mad Scientist. How are you, buddy? You can come and try and conclude this plan for us. How are you, sir? Welcome in. How's the stream? Did you give away that Hernan Crespo shirt? Hope you're well, buddy. If you're not following the Mad Scientist, by the way, get yourself following Mad Scientist. You should be already by now. If you're not, why not? The Mad Scientist makes all manner of amazing databases. At the minute, it's the 2001 database, which we did as part of our 2-year anniversary stream, which of course was Sunderland getting themselves promoted to the Premier League. Spoiler alert, possibly, as to what might happen in real life this week. So, at least this next couple of weeks. Dreadful goalkeeping there, by the way, but Aquino in with the volley gives us a 1-0 lead against Ipswich Town. If you are brand new, by the way, welcome in. This is the British Steel Challenge, the plan being to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. 15 seasons in right now. We're currently in charge of Crystal Palace. We're top of the Championship. £30 million to spend in January, which comes up in 2 weeks' time. So we're going to hopefully try and spend some of that. I don't normally spend a lot of money, so that might be tough, trying to spend 30 million quid. If you are brand new, feel free to drop a follow. I'd be much appreciated. We're here Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Obviously, we've got Discord as well, so come and hang out with us over here. Mad will be able to tell you about the Discord and that we're nice people. If you're a fan of Mads, you're a fan of ours. Jovan goddamn Janovic in with a goal, finally doing something in there. Yes, I'm funny. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Ariane is in as well, of course. And this is England Rambling Man, The mad scientist, of course, chucking his emotes through as well. Welcome to you all. Welcome to you all. Oof and Charm. Welcome in also. As I say in my lot, if you're not following Mad Scientist, make sure you do so. You know we recommend good people, right? Meanwhile, though, 12 minutes in, and 2-0 up for Crystal Palace against Ipswich. Daniel Day-Lewis sat on the bench against his former club, of course, as well. Has Maxwell put the beer down and put another cross in? I think he has, hasn't he? You know? Maybe he just needed a couple of nights out to get himself acclimatised to the Championship. Do I use the in-game editor? No, funny. No. It's not one of my things. Basically don't understand how to use it, so I just figured I'm going to leave that well alone. Mad Scientist is the guy who uses databases. He can do the editor, not me. I don't need to bother with that. Plus, to be fair, we play majoritively long-term saves anyway, so we need to get to the point where all the new gens kick in, and then the save becomes fun. But I'm not one of those sort of like, oh, you know, we put Erling Haaland in like a school team and he scored 86,000 goals. It's not the sort of content style that I do, to be honest. There's loads of people that do it and they're amazing at it, but it's just, it doesn't quite work for me, you know. Wonder when we'll end up at Sunderland. This save, says Dan. We'll get there. Don't worry, Dan. We'll get there. The save will end with us winning the Premier League with Sunderland. We know it will. Just imagine if we win the Premier League and the Champions League. We don't have to win the Champions League, of course, but and presumably that would mean that Sunderland would have had to win the Champions League or been in the top 4 the season beforehand and been successful. Or maybe we just fluke it. Absolutely fluke it. Who knows? Loads of time. We've got loads of time left, you know. We need to get ourselves promoted first of all, Crystal Palace, because that'll then take us up to 10 trophies out of the 35. We'll still only be a third of the way through it, 15 seasons in. And then by that sort of like averaging, we're looking at a 45 season save. Good job the new game comes out in November, right? Give us a bit of time to get the next few trophies in. Get the trophies in, lads. Get the trophies in. There's a message there from the Salford Shake. And myself and other Bury fans are rooting for Sunderland in 2005. We had a Fill the Ground day. Lots of Mackhams came down. I think they like us because Sunderland got promoted to Gig Lane in 99. That would make complete sense. Shaker. And I think as well is that there is a bit of sort of like, we'll say this with all respect in the world, we're underdogs at Sunderland. Like we are an underdog, and I think, you know, Bury are obviously living in the shadows of you know, the big Manchester clubs. And I think we'd have just got on with it, to be honest. Like we like to travel. How many did we have down at Preston? Like 5,000 or whatever. And yeah, if there's something that needs doing when we're there, we'll absolutely jump in and sort of muck in and help out and make sure that things are well attended. So yeah, and you know what? It's awesome to see you guys back as well. By the way, Bury, I know you're. Is it Bury as it was, or is it like a sort of Phoenix club? The fact that they're back is amazing. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you can't lose your football club, you know, especially like to a town like Bury, you know, that it's like just lose that heartbeat of the community, you know. So yeah, it's good to have you back. I think they're back in FM next year as well, aren't they? Which again is also pretty cool. Or are they back in this year? They might be back in this year. Oh, hang on. Z's just headed straight at Stevenson, who smashed it over the bar. Talking of things that are quite interesting with FM, by the way. We'll finish this match, and then I'm gonna link you a tweet. Keeper's picked up a knock. I don't think I've seen that in the game before. I know. Unless he's pulled his hamstring clearing doing a goal kick. It seems weird, doesn't it? Winger pulls it back in again. Evening, Nico. How are you, pal? Nice to see you. Hope you're very well over here, by the way. So hope you're good too. Always nice to have you in. Murphy's struggling a little bit, so let's sub him off. Let's put Daniel Day-Lewis on, see if he'll score against his former employers. Judging by the keeping on Aquino's goal, it was a hand injury. Quite possibly, actually. That's a good point. Evening, Lulu Booster. Question, please. Started a Watford save. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you've already. I missed this out, didn't I? Started a Watford save. What's an average value for a decent Championship player? What's considered an average or high wage? Sorry, for Championship. It's difficult, isn't it? Because Championship, a lot of the places, like a lot of the Championship clubs, you can probably start talking low-end Premier League transfer prices and wages now, aren't you? Like, I think like a top, you can get players for like 10 million, I reckon. This is what I'm seeing in this save anyway. Obviously there'll be people who are more experienced at playing even at the Championship. It seems a bit high for me, to be honest, but 20 grand, 30 grand maybe for your wages. Maybe that's a bit low. How much did we spend on DDL? 19. So, yeah, I guess like, and he was sort of like one of their main players. So yeah, 19 for DDL, and then like $1 million for Aquino. So it doesn't always sort of balance out. Like if I pull in here, I don't know we're way into the future, but I paid 3 million for our goalkeeper, but last year I paid 22 million quid for a player from Blackburn, 24 million pound for a player from Forest, 10 million pounds for Preston's top goal scorer, then 12 million from a guy from Leeds, 11 million from a guy from Leicester, 14 million from a guy from Barnsley, 20 million for a guy from Sheffield United. I reckon you're looking 10 mil plus, but you could easily get some bargains, particularly like there's a lot of players always who are always transfer listed, like, you know, or you've then got the bonus of at the end of the season there's always Premier League players released for free as well, so you could maybe get a couple of sneaky bargains at that point. And obviously, you know, the loan market is your absolute king. You know, if you can get some good loans in there, then you're laughing, you know. Or look abroad and get some cheaper players from abroad, as most teams do in real life, I guess. But it depends on your ethos, really, your club. Like if your ethos is to sort of grow your own players, then, you know, then look to invest in your youth system. But if you think, right, I can get some cheaper guys in, go and do that, then yeah, that's what you want to be doing. Have a little look around, you know. Nige, best look at the best teams in the Championship, see what their players are worth and what they're paying. Will be easy ways they're over 10 years in the future. We could do, but then it's also, I mean, I'm probably the outlier here, I reckon, because my star player is 80 grand, but we've got quite a lot on 30, 35, 23. I'd say first team squad's probably 20 grand upwards, I would say, for my first team. Well, that QPR paid a lot of money for wages. Not as much as I expect, actually, 68. But more top earners than us, I think. Like, for example, like McNulty, 54 grand, 33-year-old and 54 grand. I mean, a team like Watford, well, Watford are third. Let's see what they've got. Yeah, 34, 33. So, yeah, 34 grand, 21 grand. Also, I guess it depends upon your, I mean, they go £12 million in, £26 million in, 51 million out, 1.4, 6, 9, 20. It's a bit like real life, isn't it? You'd spend more money you'd bring more money in than you spend. At least that's the way that you want to be doing it. Try and sort of like be sustainable that way, make a profit. But there you go, 65 million in, 12 million pound out. That's not good business sense, surely. So kind of have a look at that and sort of see where you go with it. But it also depends upon your takeovers. Like if you get a board takeover, which I think Palace did. Palace got a big takeover before years prior to us coming. So that's why they've got a bit more money. Teams, of course, who've been relegated from the Premiership will have more money. You know, so it's a bit of swings and roundabouts, I guess. Peru have got very cheap but decent players. Yeah, I mean, like Scandinavia. Don't forget, Scandinavia's got a lot of good cheap talent. If you load those leagues in, like Slovenia, Slovakia, you're always getting good players in there. Always getting good players propping up. Croatia, Romania. So you can get those decent players, but then again, you also got Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland. You'll find players everywhere. Keep meaning to do Norway, save or Finland. I think it's just relentlessly losing talent abroad. It's frustrating. It is frustrating, to be honest, when you're doing things like that. But I guess if you already know that that's what you're doing, and you know you're going to be losing those players, then it kind of allows you to start scouting out the other players in those leagues and going, right, who do we approach to replace the guy that's going out? Like I remember when we did odd, we knew that there was always, like, the midfielders were always being targeted. So it's like, right, let's look at the other players in the Norwegian leagues who are good midfielders who we can bring in for less than the money that we're going to send the best players away on. So you're constantly doing that, which I like that sort of management. Some people don't. Some people don't. Some people just want to go straight in and go and buy the best players or the wonder kids or whatever. But yeah, for me, it's that's not quite how I play the game. Not to say I'm right, of course, but just that's how I find it interesting. So yeah, I guess it's that thing as well. Like find a way that fits you, I guess. We're just trying to do our January plans at this point. We need a bastard, don't we? That's the thing. 28 years old. He does look pretty decent. Teamwork's not great though. But anticipation, jumping reach, decision making, leadership, tackling. He looks very good. He's not angry enough though. Lack of team ethic can place extra burden on his teammates. That's a concern. But what's his contract like? 12 mil? 38 grand a week. Work permits can be an issue. That's a good point. Work permits can be an issue. Do you actually need a bastard? Do we have enough in Warwick and Malin? We probably do have enough, actually. That's a good point. That's a good point. And Warwick's doing pretty well, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's come in, he's doing a very, very good job. I guess we try and work out what it is we need, really. Like, what do we feel like we're missing out on at this point? As Boris was saying, you can never have too many bastards. Well, there you go. There you go. If we're reading from the big book of Boris, Evening Laclosian, how are you, pal? Nice to have you in. Also, as well, by the way, you're doing amazing on the British Steel Challenge yourself, so you are shining the beacon for all of us, I think, to be honest. Cover for a striker probably is a good shout. That probably is a good shout. Jakob Fustenhofer. I mean, we're buying this guy, right? Just purely for his name alone. 22 years old. Acceleration 17. Crossing's only 10. Marking's only 10. Tackling's 12. I mean, we're looking to try and buy Premier League standard players now. I don't think he's it. Because this is the thing, innit? We've now got to start thinking, right? Okay, let's not just look for stopgap players, which is what I'm a big fan of doing. I do like buying a load of stopgap players, and I have to start looking at, right, who's actually going to be a first team player in the Premier League for however long we play in the Premier League, of course. Do we need left wing cover for Damjanovic? Possibly, in a sense, but Martian's started to kick off that he's not getting much game time, so he obviously can drop in on the left. He is only the only other left-sided player we've got. I mean, Golubovic can play there as well, I suppose. So technically, that's 3 players. Right side, we've got Aquino, we've got Murphy, we've got Golubovic. We could even play Vishmar out there. We could play Ajay if we needed to, which I think we'll be trying. Well, we can't. He's actually getting sold. Chat's obviously injured, so Gino, Warwick, and Mallon and Harry Roberts can all fill that halfback role and those ball-winning midfielder roles, so that's fine. We've got Unsworth can slot in to cover for Hayes. Hayes is the big one. If Hayes gets injured, that's when we're going to be at a loose end. Cover right back for Maxwell when he goes off on the lash is a good shout, actually. David Bell's wanted on loan. We could probably do with a ball playing midfield defender, which I know we obviously wanted in the first instance, to cover for Doyle. Jackson, however, is sort of like slotted back in there quite nicely, and he's doing fine. Yeah, maybe a striker, maybe another centre back, maybe a right back. Makes sense, doesn't it? Have we got Espenberg yet? No. Who's interested? Esperance. How's Bell getting on? We've not really played him, to be honest, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, he can cover the right side. Like, problem is he's not really forced his way into the starting lineup. Primarily because Doyle was playing really well, and obviously the Cure is first choice centre half. So we could move him. I mean, $7.5 million we spent on him. So maybe we just play him, you know? But we've not really had to sort of like rotate much, because the Cure's played 20 games. Doyle's played 21 games. Z's now played 9 games. Isaac Jackson's played 11. Maxo's played 19. Evening Broadcast, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Sam Jones has played 7. So there's been a rotation at left back. Maybe he just needs to sort of like drop in and sort of like try and play out that centre half role. Maybe he is the cover. Maybe he's the cover. Maybe we just give him some games and see how he gets on. But yeah, I think the big blow would be we could give him some games instead of Maxo. That's true. Forest away next. Where are Forest in the Championship? Forest are 5th, so obviously not there. When we brought him in, it looked like you might be selling the Cure. That's a good point. That's a good point. The Cure stayed. Cure is now wanted again, though, by a collection of teams. So maybe he could be on his way back out. Z's now wanted again. Gino's wanted. Murphet's wanted. Bell obviously wanted on loan. Vishmar is wanted on loan. Cantonara is wanted on loan, which is fine as a youngster anyway. Rory Wilson, I suppose. Do we try and cash in on Wilson? He's played 12 games. He's actually come on quite a bit, but then I guess if we're saying there, bring another striker in and then Trying to sell one out. 3 years left on the Cure's contract. And he doesn't have a minimum release fee, so that's obviously decent. Has he got any promises though? Let's have a quick look. The Cure, 43 days left to sell him for a reasonable asking price, so 13.75 million. No one's bid it yet. No one's put in yet, so a couple of players obviously want us to get promoted to the Premier League by the end of this season, so we've gambled a bit. So yeah, we'll have a look. Boxing Day game away at Forest, then away to Coventry. Looks like we're staying up in the Midlands for Christmas, but we better get us ready for someone bidding. Yeah. I think we'll get people jumping in, and at that point we then sort of go, right, who do we come out swinging for? We either we have two options really. We either try and destabilise one of the top teams, or we look for players who are struggling in the Premiership to come down. Did someone have a promise of improving people management? Yeah, guess who? Fucking old Johnny Boozehead, Max. So he got all pissed off because I was angry in a team talk. I just think now that I know more about him, I think he was just hungover. You know what I mean? He was just a bit like, So yeah, I think it was a bit of that. Because I didn't go. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I didn't go out for a few pints with him. He's just like, oh God, I hate you, Gaffer. Like, mate, come on. You know, it's gonna be fine. Just chill out. You don't have to have a pint at breakfast. Right, so there we go. So let's keep as is. Oh, good performance against Ipswich. So let's keep the same side against Ipswich. Against Forest, then, because of course, theoretically, a tougher opponent than Coventry on paper. So try and put us close to the first team out as we can do. Obviously, injuries excluded, of course. Queen brings it down and just leaves it. Hayes is getting clobbered there. Murphy comes back and wins it nicely. Axel Warwick, what a ball that is. Out to Z. Damjanovic. In for Murphy. Hang on. It's a nice little ball, isn't it? Ooh, over the top. Cheeky little free kick from Nottingham Forest there. Queen, lovely feet. Z. Oof. Was that Murphy, was it? Or was that Hayes? I can't tell that players just swarm around all over the place, don't they? Maxwell's already got himself a yellow card after like 7 minutes. What's he done? I think it might well be time for Bell to come on, even like before 10 minutes is up. Angelo with a goal, 1-0. Not quite the start we were hoping for, was it? And then Z's a bit off the pace there. Not marking tight enough. Racing for the Black Cats tomorrow. Oh, you know what? My heart says 4-1. My head says 1-1. And I think it'll all need to be done at Kenilworth Road. don't know why. I don't know why I thought. I don't know why 4 came out of my head, but it was in my head the other day, and I just feel that. Oh yeah, and I also think that Sunderland will be 1-0 down as well, but we'll come back and win 4-1. I just think the atmosphere is going to be ridiculous tomorrow. So I think if the players can harness that, and I think that they're showing that they can, because it can be like a place where when it's raucous, it can be a bit of a pressure environment. I think the young players have managed to sort of like use it to their advantage, and they understand how to play the fans that way now. And there is now this sort of like we're in it sort of together sort of thing, I think it's going to be better. I think the atmosphere will be a benefit rather than a hindrance. And sometimes it has been a hindrance. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think even Sunderland fans would acknowledge that sometimes playing in the stadium can be a hindrance to the players. But I think at the minute the team just embrace it, and I think that they love going out and playing there. Is it against Damjanovic's ethics to score one-on-ones? Can you train as a BPM? Yeah, he doesn't feel as though it's fair to score when it's one-on-one. He prefers it to be slightly more difficult. He's very much a me player, I think. Drove past the stadium yesterday. There's a massive queue for tickets, and they're pissing down rain. Well, I'm happy to say, Scolari, that I've got mine, so I will be there tomorrow. Very, very happy indeed about that. To be honest, very happy. There was quite a bit of me going, I'll just leave it, might be able to watch on the telly, we'll see. But second it was like, all right, yeah, you can get them on general sale. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm going for it. Like, you know what? See, what's the harm? What's the harm? And yeah, tickets in the basket, away we go. So yeah, we're gonna go. Cycling Consigliere, welcome in. Is my volume a little bit too quiet? Is it? Well, I'll move the microphone up a smidge. I feel like I've got a bit of a sort of like a stuffy voice, so I'm trying to sort of keep that a tiny bit quieter. But let me just turn that up a bit for you. How's that sound now? Is that a little bit better? Murphet scored. There we go. Talk about timing. I think it's more of a me issue, Monret, than the microphone. But I find you quiet in general. I meant to mention the Discord. Yeah. No. So the thing is that behind me is the kids' bedroom. So I don't want to wake them up. Essentially, when the renovations are all done, the office will be downstairs, so I can be as loud as I want then. Also, as well, I've got noise cancelling headphones on, so I don't know how loud I am. But then occasionally I get a message from Mrs. J going, "Will you shut the fuck up?" So there's that, and I've got a constant cold as well. So I'm very sort of like conscious of if I turn the microphone up much louder, you'll hear, and that's not pleasant for anybody. That's not ASMR. That's like, what a ball that is. Oh. Tom Hayes again with another great goal. The irony is in real life, well actually no, I was going to say the irony is in real life I'm a bit loud. I'm not really, I'm actually quite quiet. I think a lot of people expect me to be quite loud, but I am a bit quiet. Unless I'm performing. If I'm performing, I feel like I shout into a microphone. Whereas here, I'm very much like, oh, let's just chat away. This is probably what I'd be talking like if I was on a phone or something. Well, yeah, if I'm recording a podcast or doing stand-up or whatever, then yeah, I feel like I shout. Nice bit of defending. I wonder if you could boost the level for broadcast, not speak loud to yourself. I don't know how to do that, to be honest. I've turned the microphone up a tiny bit through the through OBS, so that might help. Let me know if it hasn't changed. If it hasn't changed, I'll turn it up a smidge more. But then again, it might just be mic positioning. Possibly, if I move my mic a little bit closer, then you'll be able to pick me up a little bit more as well. Plus, that OBS is also doing updates at the minute, so some of the audio levels might fluctuate over the next couple of days. Plus, I think there's going to be another Wavelink update coming out, so that's going to throw a few things out. But obviously, like I say, if things do need tweaking, do let me know. Do let me know. Or is the music too loud or something like that? Like, you know, because obviously I can't hear it back in my end. That's what she said. But yeah, let me know, because you're obviously all listening. So how does it sound to all of you? When was the last stand-up gig I did? Ask A15. I think it was about 4 months ago or something, maybe. We did 2 last year. I've got one coming in August. Like, I've not really planned much in, so I've not really planned a lot of stand-up in, to be honest. And that's partly deliberate, partly not. Partly I haven't really got much to talk about, or at least I've not written any new stuff. Like, I'd like to do stand-up again, but I don't know how it fits in with my lifestyle at the minute, with the kids, and, you know, it's that thing of, like, you've got to be really sort of, like, clear on how far I can go travelling and stuff like that. So I don't know what the situation is going to be with stand-up. I'll get back to it at some point, but we've got, like, some sort of, like, little bits and pieces that we're trying to work on for festival stuff, like some little sort of surprise or special live shows, I suppose. Special live shows is probably a better way of describing it, rather than surprise. Murphet, oh, look at that, nearly getting himself on the score sheet again. So dropping Daniel Day-Lewis on there now, and then of course Martian can come on as well. Who am I supporting in real life? Asks the cycling consigliere. Sunderland, mate. Sunderland. See what happens tomorrow. Sunderland versus Luton. Playoff semi-final in the Championship. It's going to be exciting. Very exciting. What about yourself? Who's your team? Welcome to the stream, by the way, for the first time. Nice to see you. Always nice to see new faces. Let's just say new typers, maybe. You're more than just typers to me. Right, so at the minute, QPR have got a game in hand, but we're sat 6 points clear of them, and 6 points clear of Watford, 8 points clear of Huddersfield. Look at that, Huddersfield up there in the playoffs, fourth place. We set them up nicely, didn't we? Aquino with the ball in. Here's Aquino again. Ooh, he has a goal. Doesn't hit the target, of course. Sunderland for me, Boca Juniors and Barcelona. I mean, get all three of them together. But you know what? Boca Juniors, I'm sure, was it Boca Juniors who Julio Arca came from? I don't know if it was. Maybe it was River Plate. Oh dear. Dreadful goal to concede. He's got all the... I mean, how... Oh, he's not the one, is it? Never mind. Bugger. Boca or something big. I've got a Boca shirt somewhere down there as well, actually. I do have a Boca shirt. For someone who doesn't... I said this on the stream last week, didn't I? I don't really buy football shirts. I certainly don't wear football shirts. I do have a box of them down there. Most of them fairly retro. But, yeah, that's a proper old Boca. I was going to say Kilmesh, but then they're all got the same sponsor, haven't they? He was marked. It was just a terrible bit of defending, to be honest. Should have dropped out of the two DMs. We should have done. I don't know if that would have actually stopped that goal, to be honest. I think it was more the defensive line was a bit too high. Still, maybe we were a little bit too high up. But that'll be all right. We'll get there. 2 points dropped rather than 1 point gained, I think. Definitely. But remember, Forest are 6th. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. So it's not like we've dropped 2 points against a team who was sat in the bottom half of the table. Julio Arco's taken over South Shields. He has taken over from Super Kev, so it's just going to be South Shields is going to be like a Sunderland tag team round now. So next up is Stefan Schwartz. Then it's Mickey Gray. Then it's going to be Kevin Ball. Niall Quinn. Lionel Perez is going to take over at some point. Came from Argentinos Juniors. That's correct, yes. He came at a time. He came at a time when Sunderland bought him and Nicholas Medina. And Nicholas Medina was this sort of defensive midfield player. And everyone thought that Medina was going to be the better player. But yeah, Arca came and just tore it up. Medina didn't really get in the side. But Arca just looked like a natural, which is bizarre because he had Mickey Gray up in front of him. And it was like, he's not going to take Mickey Gray's position. And it was like, oh shit, he's a genuine contender for Mickey Gray's position. He was so good, Julio Arca. He loved it. He absolutely loved being there as well. Even when he moved to Middlesbrough, the Sunderland fans were still a bit like, he's one of us. He's one of ours, you know. And it proved that he never left the region, because he went and played for South Shields after he finished playing at the top level. He's like, play non-league. Why not? What a guy. Same as when Villa signed Gareth Barry from Brighton. They've got a player called Michael Standen at the same time. And again, Michael Standen was deemed to be the better player. But not many people heard of Michael Standen. Indeed, he got capped by Argentina after he left Sunderland. Did he really? No, interesting. I didn't know that. I did not know that. That's good though. It's good. All right, let's put Daniel Bell in at right back. We do have some issues at defence, so we'll put Jackson can come out, Dole can go in, Z can come out for Jones. In fact, we might as well try and patch the entire defence up, to be honest. Take the cure out for Malin. Yeah, go on, let's do it. Let's do a complete switch out job. Might have to rotate more of the team than I was hoping for, to be honest. Quino can probably come for Golubovic. Murfett can come out for Daniel Day-Lewis. Danjamovic for Martian. I have a sincere question. Do FM watchers learn how to play a game better from watching, or is it more gathering of football fans and talking shop? And then FM myself, it's hard. Mate, it's all a bit, I would say, I don't know if you're going to learn much more by watching the stream, but you'll certainly get to meet new people and hang out, and the conversations, I think, are fun. Whether it translates into learning FM or not, I don't know. Sometimes it is, because you're kind of like, oh shit, I never knew how to do that, or like, oh yeah, I've been doing that wrong all my time. We do a little bit of sort of tactical work together, which is good fun. I can't say for definite that we will 100% learn something, because I can never guarantee that. but you know what? It's just fun. It's just fun to sort of like have a bit of hangout time, a bit of chill out time, particularly like, because like we started streaming, or at least I started streaming because of the pandemic, really. And like, you might have just picked up ever so slightly like that, like I'm a stand-up comedian, or at least I was before COVID, and 2 young children. So being in here now is for me is like a sort of replacement to being on stage, essentially. Evening Trek, how are you, buddy? Nice to have you in. Hope life's treating you well. I'm gonna drop a follow over on Trek, shall we, please, everybody? Trek's one of the community's good guys as well. You'll enjoy him. You'll really enjoy him. So like, yeah, so together between us, we sort of like try and just get stuff working. We have a bit of fun, and we sort of, nothing's too, I don't take things too seriously around here. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. You'll get, like, some people obviously are very sort of focused on the game, and they want to win it, and they're desperate to win. I'm a bit more laid back. I'm like, look, we'll have a bit of fun. We'll chill out. We'll chat some stuff. You know, we might even play some Football Manager at some point during the stream. But it's not the be all and end all, right? Tony's got a tactics shed. I do indeed. I do indeed. And we eat trifles as well. So, Zeke found a fantastic looking Thai player playing in Thailand going for next to nothing. Won't come to Donny unless we qualify for Europe. Qualify for Europe then. Now you ask us what tactical advice you'll get around here. Just qualify for Europe then. So are we hecklers in what are now your gigs? I guess so. Unfortunately, hecklers at gigs tend to do it once and never do it again. I have a should we say I have a way with hecklers. Because obviously it's my job, given the fact that I've got the microphone, to restore order in the situation. Oh, there's Daniel Day-Lewis is through. Great defensive block. What on earth was that goalkeeper doing there? Ball right over the top. I had the police called it a gig once. 2 members of the police. Not the pop band, obviously. The law enforcement group. They were being bellends. So, stopped the show. Waited for them to get chucked down. Apparently, it was all around the police station the following day. It is one way of dealing with hecklers. Normally it's to make them look silly. So obviously the idea is I've got to go high status essentially, haven't I? You know, I'm in charge. And the idea of anyone heckling in a comedy club is thinking, like, yeah, there's either a bit of weakness or like, oh, I tell you what, I'm funny and I've had a few drinks. And you're like, oh, you're not funny and you've had a few drinks. This is gonna end bad for you. Because I know what I'm doing and you don't. So yeah, so it never goes well for the person who thinks that they can do a heckle. Oh yeah, you keep me grounded. You keep me grounded, Arsenal. You know, pre-match sushi appetites needs to be addressed. I wonder what they'll sell at Stadium Light. You know what I mean? I think here it's Tony heckling the chat. A little bit, yeah. A little bit. I mean, this is not a great performance, is it? Daniel Day-Lewis. Unsworth straight at the keeper. Can't take all the credit for it. It's a real team game in here. Oh yeah. Everyone mucks in. And then between us we can drive results. Chocolate desserts, the labels, trifles. Yeah, I'm not convinced about them either, to be honest. That didn't look like a trifle, you know. Used to like Arsenal, but the club is a joke. Really? Their owners. I mean, they're in a title race. They might not necessarily win the title, but they're in a title race. I mean, the Arsenal's in here. He might know better. But how do you feel, Arsenal? Are you offside? Do you feel as if they are the joke? The owners are a joke? I mean, I'm a bit more in the camp where Fat Nige is that most of the Premier League owners are a bit, and I mean, most of the Premier League's a bit, really. The last thing, even as looking at the playoffs, as much as I'd like Sunderland to get promoted, there's also that thing of going, I'd rather just stay in the Championship where it's nice. I don't want to have to sit at the sports watching table. And thankfully the Sunderland setup isn't like that, but it will be that. It has to be that, doesn't it? Sadly. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Yeah, if your owners aren't as bad as others, that's all you can hope for in the Premier League, isn't it? Well, we've not got the worst owners. You know, our owners aren't murderers, that sort of thing. Like, I guess if that's your barometer, then yeah, it's better than nothing, right? Is he going to disallow that? Yes, finally. Happy for you to throw the playoff semi-final if you want to stay in the Championship. I thought you would be, Holster. Yeah, as long as they've not been caught, you're fine. Yeah, what's your thoughts for tomorrow, Holster? What are you thinking? At least that one's called offside, like the one on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday was ridiculous, wasn't it? Because I wasn't convinced it was offside. Then when you've put that on there, when you actually went and sort of pulled it all together, it's like, actually, you know what? Yeah, that definitely was offside. Nervous, you're in good form. That's what we're thinking. Like, we're thinking the good form is going to be the thing that carries us through, hopefully. But you can never tell. You can never tell. I thought that I was hoping that the crowd might play a part. Like, the atmosphere. We'll have to wait and see. You guys, Luton are in good form as well. That's the thing. You finished third, which sometimes is a curse. You finish third. It's a long season. Like, how much more of the players got in the legs at that point? It's emotionally draining to get so close and not be promoted, and then have to do the playoffs. There is that part of it, but I think it'll be decided at Kenilworth Road. It won't be decided at the Stadium of Light, I think. As I said, my heart says 4-1. My head says 1-1. Wednesday lost 4-0. Oh, Jesus. I mean, up the posh. And poor Wednesday. Poor Sheffield Wednesday. What are they doing, man? Like, Jesus. That's not good, is it? It's very much the definition of not good. Yeah, that should just be the post-match reviewers report as well. Going, Sheffield Wednesday, not good. Moving on. And that is a hard-fought 1-0 win. That's very much a festive performance. 64% of the possession, by the way. 11 shots, 7 on target. So statistically, pretty good. Both teams had a goal disallowed. QPR have still got a game in hand. Did they draw in the end? No, they didn't play. So they've still got a game in hand. So we're 4 points clear. Obviously, if QPR win, that goes back down to 1 point. But 4 points from 2 games, we'll take that from Christmas, I guess. With a rotated side as well, obviously. Had to bring the players back on. Daniel Day-Lewis getting a goal. Very, very happy about that. Because, of course, that means that, well, it means he remembers that he can score goals, which is the good thing. Obviously, been out injured for a little while, then having to sort of slowly get himself brought back in to the team. You do worry, so how quickly they can get back up to speed. But it looked like he was fine. In he comes, Oh yeah, Arsenal Fan TV is something else. If you've not seen it, then you need to try and get a watch of that and be like, what the bloody hell is that? What on earth? How is this a thing? I think we need to train as well, don't we? as a Spurs fan, I found Arsenal fan TV quite amusing over the years. Problem is, it's like Arsenal fan TV is just, it's the epitome of the bad examples of your own fans, isn't it? Like every club has a set of fans who are just over the top, nonsensical, like just blinkered, won't hear a bad word said about the club, everything, or they go, everything's negative and therefore like this is the worst thing ever. And it's just it's so bad to watch. And like as an Arsenal fan, you must sit there and be like, I just can't sit and watch these idiots. Like this is not a representation of my football club, sort of thing. But it's the same, it's the same. You watch, Sunderland have got a section of fans like that. Liverpool have got a set of fans like that. United have got a set of fans like that. Spurs have got a set of fans like that. Oh yeah, we've got a massive multicultural fan base. Cycling, it's like, which is great, to be honest. Like seeing football become accessible for people from all different backgrounds now is fantastic. We've had to work on it. It's not been easy, and we've still got a lot of work to do as well. I think that it is improving, and I don't think anybody in the chat would say that it's 100% there yet, but we're streets ahead of some countries. But yeah, we can always still do with just a little bit more nudging in the right direction. But I think that's, we're a multicultural society. So again, as a nation, we need to be, or collection of nations, say, sorry, we are pretty good on the whole, I think. But sadly, there is still an undertone and an undercurrent that don't agree and that don't want, multicultural society and don't want, integration and stuff. And that's a shame. That's fucking horrible. Like, we're in 2023 and sadly, political views are heightened. And there are certain groups that, of course, will drive that sort of ideology. And it just causes a lot of problems, sadly, because most people are pretty liberal. I know as a nation we're conservative, but by traits. But yeah, I think most people, especially our generation, are fairly liberal minded to be like, look, yeah, we're all the same. Like everyone should be treated the same. Same in America. Yeah, exactly. But sadly, it's there's a lot of places run by idiots. That's the problem. So we are where we are. We're better than some places, and we're worse than others. I guess is the way we need to be looking at it. Leo the Scot, welcome in. Not seen you around for a while. Hope you're good. What's happening? Always a pleasure to see you in. Keep looking at Charles and his Sarah coronation, all those trinkets. I couldn't sort of think he's already got more trophies than Spurs. See, we've got that as well. So we've got little, like, sort of like what we call it, the banter era, I guess, doesn't it? Every club's a laughing stock essentially. Most problems would be easier to deal with if Scousers and Jordans would switch their subtitles on, and not necessarily, because then you start to hear what they're saying. You can start to read it. A lot of problems could really be eased if they just stopped talking altogether. But that is of course surely going to offend some people. It's not meant to. It's just meant to be a joke. Because they're very touchy, I think, as people. If I ever stream FM, I'm going to ham on the commentary with all those EPL mics. What do you mean? Oh, like get like a proper, yeah, get it done. Like, definitely do that. Z wants to start exploring his options. That's really helpful, Z. Good. Although we are actually now going to try and get you a new deal. What's he currently on? 10 grand. Yeah, we can boost your deal. Yeah, that'll do. Lip ribbon microphone, it's called. Ah, okay. Nice. Well, look at one of those then. What I would say though, cycling, is I would advise against it, because you're gonna have to hold the microphone all the time, and if you're streaming, then you've got to have one hand on your mouse, you have one hand maybe on your keyboard. You might want to sort of like do some stuff and move around, all that sort of thing. If you've got a hand on a microphone constantly, that's going to be difficult, isn't it? You're going to have to put that microphone down, clunk, start typing away, tap, 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 clunk, 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 pick it back up again. No, you know. Stream like you, and then when the simulation begins, switch mics, maybe put a little jacket on everything. Mate, do it, just do it. You know, I'm at first, I was unsure about it, but go for it. Because the more you're saying, the more I'm like, actually, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, get that done. That could be great. Let's have a watch of that. You will be tired holding it for 3 hours. Absolutely. Absolutely you would be. That's £22 million for Noah Andrews. Now, I have to play full games for the full effect. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And interview members of your house at the end of the stream. Do we go be the mic hand of God? Oh, there you go. It's done. It's not interesting in signing. Damn. Need to get colour commentator to stream with you. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That would be class, wouldn't it? I'd be a big fan of that. When are these players out of contract? When's Martian out of contract? 38. All right, next year. That's fine. Right. So, transfer window opens. So, are we in agreement? A striker and a centre back, and then right back possibly as well. And then whatever happens in the event of a multitude of players leaving, essentially. Is that what we think our plan should be? Striker if we're selling Wilson. I think striker even if we keep Wilson, because granted, I mean, yeah, Murphet's come in and done really, really well, but we've only really got Murphet, Daniel Day-Lewis and Wilson as recognised strikers. Obviously, Damjanovic can play up there, Golubovic can play up there, Vishmara can technically play there, Warwick, excuse me, sorry about that, Warwick apparently can play up there if needs be. That's how good he is as a player. I think we could do with a striker, especially when it gets towards the end of the season and like players are picking up knocks or loss of form, all those sorts of things, where it's like, right, just need someone to come off the bench, try and get a goal or mix things up, or selling Vismara as well, presumably. Yeah, if we can, that'd be great if we can. Right, you're 33, we don't need you anymore. A midfielder, if we can find better than Hayes. Oh, better than Hayes? Is there such a player better than Hayes? I mean, he'd have to be one of the world's best midfielders, to be honest. He's going to be better than Hayes, but I understand what you mean, though. McGlynn, 7 and 16. Jay was craving cheesecake all day today. Decided to make a couple, and now I can see why I don't want to eat them afterwards for how sickly they can be. Oh man, cheesecake! I fucking love a cheesecake. Really do. Cheesecake's one of my absolute go-tos, and I'm a man who knows my way around a dessert, right? But cheesecake, yes please. Giorgio Valia, 12 goals in 20 games, Serie B. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he can step up. 7 million quid. Finishing of 16, dribbling of 16, first touch of 15, aggression of 16, anticipation of 15, fitness of 18, composure of 16, determination, flair, and off the ball, all 15s. Gets the crowd going. Attempt overhead kicks. He's 27. As good as Daniel Day-Lewis, but a little bit better potential by all accounts. Relishes big matches. We need to keep the level of players the same as we signed last transfer window. Yeah. We've got to be getting good players in. We've got to improve the squad. We can't buy filler. We can't buy like sort of, well, in the event of, he'll be a good backup. We need players who can come in and basically be first teamers if we need them to be first teamers. That's where we are, and I've got to commit to that. So, you have my word that we will try and only buy first team players. And if we can't, then we'll just not buy them. Yeah. And just go, right, isn't a thing. Airedale, 12 and 23. He's still not really good enough, is he? To be honest. Viali sounds good to me. Overhead kicks gets the crowd going. If you can shut up front, you can be a cheerleader. If you shit. Yeah. See if you can get that Serie B striker on loan. We can see the setup. I wonder if I'm unsure if they'd be letting him go on loan. We can always ask, of course. Nah. It's the middle of their season, isn't it? He's been prolific. He didn't score, even then, in Serie A, 6 goals in 18 games. Now, let's see what they looked like last season in Serie A. Right, they finished 18th. They scored 34 goals, and he scored 8. Right? So that's not too bad, I think. 1 in 3. There's the maths. Oh, they've got Arbinski as well. 24, but he's only scored 1. He doesn't enjoy big matches. The guy likes big matches. Giorgio Valia, 6'2". Teamwork's not brilliant, I must admit. Concentration is pretty poor. But everything else is kind of what we need, isn't it? Stick him on last 10-15 minutes. Go right. Run around up front, see what you can do. For 7 million, is he worth it? Slightly better mentals than Rory Wilson, but Wilson's better in the air and a little bit quicker. Slightly better technical, slightly better physically. He's more aggressive. He's better anticipation. Composure's similar. More determined than Rory Wilson. Bit more agile, fitter, better stamina. There's not a lot between them, to be honest. Really, so they are, again, it's like a nice rotation option, isn't it? It looks like something you don't have Goal every point 60. 13 and 22. He's sort of on form. You know what I mean? Like, that's what a goal every. That's better than a goal every other game, isn't it? Am I right in that? Shots on target ratio 41%. Wilson's is 22. Both footed as well. Reasonable, very strong. Wilson's only really got a right foot. Likes big games. Cycling. Pleasure to have you in. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Drop a follow there. You have actually. Appreciate the follow. Yeah, come and hang out with us again. It's been good having you in. Could be a real pest as a sub. Shame work rate isn't better. Yeah. Physicals are good though. $7 million's nothing, isn't it? How much can we sell Wilson for? Let's see if we can get him for 6. Actually, he's transfer listed as well, so it makes him more available. I think that's the thing as well. We don't try and actively sell Wilson just yet until we've got someone else in. I think if we get, you know what, I think we'd probably get about the same for Wilson. I think we get about 7-8 million quid for him. I don't think we'll make the 10 million back that we paid for him. We might just get a little bit less. Some of the newspapers on Football Italia pink, or did I make that up? Oh yeah, the Gazzetta dello Sport was pink, wasn't it? Or the Corriere? It was indeed. Adam Jackson. We've looked at him a few times, and I think he's maybe now just maybe not quite good enough for us, given the fact we're trying to go into the Premier League. Not bad, straight swap. Yeah, pretty much. Cusqueta looks fine. God knows he's gone to Barnsley. Gazetta's pink. Is it the Gazetta that's pink? Yeah. Kane Mulligan. He's at Liverpool, I think, isn't he? Very expensive. Is Holcroft going to be interesting now, do you reckon? Or is he not as good as Hayes? I think he's probably more of a is he Unsworth sort of thing. Yeah, Hayes is better in the air, better mentally, better technically, but Holcroft, better vision, better speed, better physicals. Interesting that they see Hayes' best position as an inverted winger. We've never played him there. He is probably a bit more Unsworth, isn't he? Heading, free kick taking, corners. Dribbling's not as good as Hayes. Passing's not as good. His tackling's not as good. He's got good vision, so yeah, he's probably a bit more of an Unsworth, isn't he? Let's compare him with Unsworth, actually. Yeah, again, Unsworth better in the air, better attacking, better defending. There's not a lot between them. He's a bit more of a leader. There's not really a lot in it. I also don't think he wants to come. That's also part of the problem, isn't it? Yeah, they're pretty much the same player, really, aren't they? To be honest. Not a team player. Okay, fair enough. We'll think about that. Biggs, I guess. We almost signed him, didn't we? Is he the guy that comes back in, and is he the piece? Can Biggs play Premiership, do you reckon? He's bossing it, isn't he? 8 goals in the Championship last season, 3 this season, 4 assists, 7.13, 7.12 last season. When we were in League One, he had 6.98. Evening Gitos, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Pleasure to see you. He certainly had no cover for Hayes if he got injured. I think he's the cover for Hayes, isn't he? Biggs comes in, he covers Hayes nicely. Yeah, you know what, Gitos? You know what? I think I'll go with fantastic as well. Actually, I think I definitely will. That's a great way of looking at it. Yeah, fantastic. Actually, mate. Yeah, good. Glad to have you back in as well, by the way. Yeah, Biggs better in the air than his. Better attacking, better vision. Look at this. Let's look at the attributes that sort of matter, really. Marking's better. Passing exactly the same. Good. Evening sports mad. Don't worry about not being around much at all, mate. Don't worry about that. Hope you're well, but nice to have you back in. Get us, of course, is back in as well. Free kick taking's pretty good. First touch is good. Finishing's better than Hayes, and Hayes is bagging goals in left, right, and centre. Bit more aggressive in the tackle. Bit more flair. Actually, better teamwork. Better vision. Slightly better jumping reach. Do we make the play for Biggs? I think that sets us up nicely, doesn't it, in midfield? Biggs is a good player, better than Umvis. He's a slight upgrade on Hayes as well. I mean, how old is he? 27. And how old's Hayes? Getting players in the peak of their powers, aren't we here? 26. That's good. It's a good mix. We could always then... I mean, Warwick's only 20. We could drop Warwick back to DM if needs be. You know, or we can rotate Hayes in and out. I think Biggs is the play in it. Biggs in beside Hayes. Could you imagine? Oh! Could you imagine that? Imagine the dynamism in that midfield. Everyone would be tired just looking at it. No one's getting near the ball. Let's go for that. Gitos not around as much as well. Newish job, much earlier start, meaning earlier to bed. Gitos, don't worry at all. Appreciate you being here. Congratulations on the new job, by the way. That's where we're at. And sports mad. Here's the big question. How are you feeling about tomorrow? Are you confident? Are you going? That's the question as well. If you are, I'll be there. Scolari's going to be there. And then 46,000 other people are going to be there. So, Roy Boy, hello. Not watched much since the summer transfer window. When you're taking your time, do you feel as though that helped? Yes, Roy Boy, I do. Like they're interesting. If anyone's new, by the way, and they're sort of in the loitering, lurking stage at the minute, the transfer streams, we've kind of made them a bit infamous at this point because we spent 2 streams doing our summer recruitment just to literally make sure that what we were buying was the correct players or the correct sort of positions and stuff. Trying to tweak the tactic. Like, we debated about this because there was something that they mentioned on Football Manager Therapy the other day when they were talking about it. Like, some creators do all this stuff offline, and I don't really like to do that. I like you all to see how it works, right? Like, Monaret's right, you know? All that recruitment has led to this. A sea of green. we're sat top of the table. Like, yeah, like you put the work in, you get the results theoretically. Personally, I don't like the idea of doing it off stream. I think that you're all invested. Like, we're 15 seasons in. I feel as though you lot need to know the players as well. And in some cases, pick the players. Like Aquino, Barn picked Aquino. He was like, right, I've been in, I've had a look. I've got the save file here. If you're a subscriber, by the way, you access the save files in the Discord. I've got the save file. I've had a look. I found this player. He looks brilliant. Like, get him in. See what you think. And we brought Aquino in for £1 million, 6 goals in 14 games and 12 assists later. Yeah, what a bargain. What an absolute bargain. He's a wonder kid now. That's what you do. Like, you spend that time getting the recruitment sorted, and then someone goes, by the way, I've found another player as well. And you're like, okay, let's have a look. Oh, yeah, great idea to get him in. It did take half a season of sort of badgering to get to that point, though. Yeah, it does. We need to work out what we want and how we want to play. And I mean, like, who knows what the team's going to look like next season, because we quite enjoy Crystal Palace. I think most of us are enjoying it. So if we get promoted, when we get promoted, then it's a case of, right, do we stay? We try and win a cup, or do we look at this and go, well, actually, do we jump around and sort of try and cash in on our sort of, like, what's what I'm looking for? I guess, like, when our stock's high, essentially, and see where we go from there. So it'll be interesting to see what we decide to do. Jerry Fay is at Man U, 6'4", 25-year-old. He looks decent. I'm worried by his work rate. Okay. He might turn out pretty handy, but he's 25, so he's kind of like, he's got to be there or thereabouts now. He's played 12 games in the Premier League last season, though, so he must have done okay. He's been on loan in China, obviously. Fitness and stamina, yes. They don't pass the TJ test. Work rate, teamwork, determination, fitness. Doesn't look like he's got it for me, personally. He's determined and he can jump pretty high, but I don't think he's got the rest of it. I could be wrong, but I think he's lacking some stuff there. It's like the Succession games we play on the SI forums. The thread will discuss potential big signings. Yeah, like, we're all in it together. Like, I've got a stack of scouts. I've got 3,700 scouts essentially as my followers or viewers or whatever. That's what we do. Like, we're all in it together. Let's create those stories together. We create the characters together as well, and that's how it works, and it works for us, I think, to be honest. Sunderland fans around, how's Joffy got on? He's doing all right. Like, he's not, to be fair, he's not the one who actually has to be scoring the goals, I guess, is the thing. It does have access to the save files in Discord. Really? Have a look into, because there should be, get us on the subscriber only saves channel. You should see that. It should be a little secret one that only subscribers can see. And in there should be a whole bunch of links to each season. End of season is in there. Let me know if you can't see it. Link your Discord and your Twitch. Getos is normally pretty good at that, to be honest. So, group of scouts the likes of me will occasionally go do it. It'll be a laugh. Yeah, well, that's why I'm here as well, Luffy, to be honest. I'm happy to nosedive my own stream for no reason. Like, it was going so well, but then Tony thought, let's do this. Did it go well, Tony? No, it went badly. Thought until I have to check. Yeah, double check it, because sometimes it drops out and you might have to relink it, but you should be pretty good. I'm sure you're normally in it. Like, if you link private Discord, you should be able to see the subscriber says. Yeah, exactly. Breezy, 26 goals in 56 games for Barnsley. It's not too bad. Sorry, 2 seconds. Mrs. J's texting away there. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Here's me thinking, oh, Mrs. J is texting me. Going, that'll be something interesting. Nope, Mrs. J is texting me a TikTok of how to change a cabinet into a wine cooler. Great. Thanks, Mrs. J. Aquino's got Young Player of the Month. So there you go. Aquino dedicates Young Player of the Month to Jameson. Oh, Barton won't be happy about that. Put that in the Discord just to. Is what a hint for me. Oh, a hint. Oh, the wine cooler thing. Maybe Mrs. J is not a big drinker, to be honest. And to be fair, I've tried to stay off it for as long as I can. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that a wine cooler is the way to go. I still like this guy. I know some of you don't like it. I know some of you don't like him, but I still think big Norwegian striker. How can you go wrong? If we get rid of Wilson, how about the trifle cooler instead? Now we're talking. Zeep. 17 flair, 16 off the ball, jumping reach of 15, composure of 16. First touch, dribbling, acceleration. Cuts inside from both wings. 7 goals in 5 games in League 1. It's that fickle thing, in it. It's still that fickle thing. I'm thinking Torre Andre Flo. Of course I am. I'm thinking John Carew, but without going to jail. I'm thinking... I'm thinking not Erling Haaland. He wasn't keen on coming, was he? You need him to get promoted. I mean, yeah. Petter Crouch is what I'm thinking. He still won't sign though. He doesn't think we're gonna get promoted. That's why he's not jumping out right now. Like, come on, mate. Have a bit of faith, right? We know what we're doing. There's Ben Hull. There's our goalkeeper. Colin Kane. Striker / right wing back. Clearly. 90 minutes of work left. You can do this. You can do this, Luffy. You can do this. Dig in. You've got this. We're obviously, needs to get us promoted and then not good enough if we do. Exactly. That's the irony of it all, to be honest, Nige. Problem is, as I say there, we get promoted and we don't need him. We think it's someone else. Yondal Thomason without the Nuki Brown phase. Nicholas Bentner. Let's not beat around the bush. It's Nicholas Bentner. Oh, look at this. The border delighted. Fans, less so. Less so. Fans are like, yeah, we're going to win the league, whatever. Who cares? Football fans are a fickle bunch, aren't they? They're hard to please. They're very hard to please. Right, Vishmara we want to kind of get rid of as well, don't we? Yeah, it's a shame he's not going to sign for us, but never mind. Never mind. Right, us against Plymouth. Let's see how we get on. Oh, I've got to say as well, you know how the other day when we were sat, we were trying to find some retro shirts to buy for the playoffs. I found one. It's 50 quid though. Oh, it's the 96 Avec one. There's a guy selling it. He's also selling the 95 Avec one as well. My fans at TJ's Bristol City are happy at the top of the league, but won't expect it to end in just promotion. Nice, Nige. I did see your update actually in the Discord, and I meant to send you a reply to it. But you're doing sterling work, pal. Remember as well that if you haven't joined the Discord just yet, come and hang out over here with us. We've got we're also doing a Dusseldorf challenge as well. So like 1 month up until the end of May. Just see how far you can go with Dusseldorf, actually. No sort of plans or agenda or anything. Sign who you want, use whatever formation you want. Just we basically saw that they were giving away free tickets the next season. You know, they wanted to go and just let fans have like 3 games worth of free tickets with the idea of getting all home games for free. So we're like, they sound like our sort of club. Let's hang out with them. So yeah, figured right, go and have a bit of play around with Dusseldorf. They're starting in League 2 as well, Bundesliga 2, which is great. So yeah, go and have some fun. Bundesliga 2 is so much fun to manage it. So much fun. And to be fair, I appreciate everyone who's taken part, because that Discord channel has been very, very, very busy. Oh no! Not connected with somebody trying to date it all now. Yeah, get it reconnected, get us, because like I say, I have seen you in there before, so I do know that I know you're legit. If it doesn't work, I'll try and add you in. But yeah, you might just have to reconnect it. There's the QZ, pulls it back, Aquino. Also as well, we're going to start having a little look at this. We're going to put this in the Discord tomorrow. A little non-league team called Darlington United. They're trying to get some creators involved in making some content for them. So I was like, oh look, I'll spread the word around our community. So we'll try and work our way how we can help raise some awareness for the club. There's some money available to it at the end if whoever wins. I don't quite fully understand how that works, but it's a chance to go to the opening game of the season as well, which would be pretty cool. I've said, let us know what the situation is, because we're only down the road in York, to be honest. We can get the dollar fairly easily, even just to pop down and just say hello. So yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for that in the Discord over the next couple of days. I'll pop that in. We might try. I think it's tier 12. I think they're starting in. So that could be fun. What's not fun is that we haven't scored against Plymouth yet. See the ball through Damjanovic. He's not going to score. Tier 13 and £1,000 of prize. That's it. That's it, Zeke. Yep. There's the form to sign up, right? Perhaps we have an extended tier 12 save as a monthly challenge. I mean, what we'll probably do is that will be a thing. To go, right, if you want to do it, get it done, and we'll do it that way, because you certainly can't do that in a month. There's no way. And like some of you lot play the game quickly. There's no way you could do 12 tiers in a month. No chance at all. I think it becomes a Discord challenge, and we sort of like have it as until the end of FM23. Who wants in on it? I don't know what the end date for. Dear Lewis, just nodding wide. Excellent, good. Glad to hear it, girls. Glad you're in. Glad you're sorted. Yeah, I don't know what the actual end date for Darlington is themselves. Obviously before the end of the season, I'm guessing, for the first game of the season. But it would be good to sort of say, right, look, you know, we all, as a Discord, we all joined in, and this is how many people took part, and this is how many saves we did, and this is how many. And these are the stories that we had. I think that'd be pretty cool. Z, very close. Very close. Queen was on a 6-3, and I feel as though he has to come off. Terribly sorry to anyone who's thinking, going, what the hell's Aquino doing coming off? Yeah, he's not having it, is he? I also think maybe Hayes actually runs with. It's all level up top now as well. Palace and QPR 51 points each. Even just a point just to help nudge us past QPR. Cured the header of the way. They have to demand more. Golubovic gives it away. I'm interested to see how Golubovic develops as well, by the way, because he looks like a proper player, doesn't he? Oh, that's an own goal. That's an own goal. Oh no. Tony will probably set the file up, otherwise we'd barely end up with different players in each stage. Yeah, I'll sort it all out. I'll sort it all out and get it set. But if there's if people fancy it, then let's do it. It'll be quite good fun. Absolute sucker punch. Look at this. 15 shots from us, 3 shots from them. Playing with 6 though. They're there or thereabouts, so we shouldn't really be too distraught that we've lost, but I think it's a worrying performance, isn't it? Is it a reminder that we need to jump back onto the training modules again? I think it probably is, isn't it? They're sitting deep, aren't they? That's the problem. And we've not got any space to play in behind them. And then they're just picking us off because we're pushing up too high. That's how I feel it's going. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. I'm just talking it through as it's happening. I'm like, yeah, this is where we're going to go. We're too far forward. They're too deep. What am I agreeing to now? Oh, nothing bad, Mrs. J. Don't worry, nothing bad. Nothing that involves money. Don't worry. That's the way I look at it. BSC Kex, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. Yeah, bad day at the office for this one, I think. Golubovic, foul ref, surely. Kedorf, Cure, Damjanovic. Oh, just not getting any luck at all, are we? Not getting any luck. Even Warwick's not having a great game, and Warwick's normally fairly reliable. 6.5. Having none of it. 3-0 defeat at home as well. That's awful. Really bad. QPR got 2 points clear. Meanwhile, Salernitana have bid £1 million. £1.5 million for a player that we think is worth £5 million. Great. Let's go for 4. Tanner Lewis out for a couple of days. Match unbeaten home run is over. It's quite a lot, actually. We won't be going in for him. Right, so let's go into the training thing, because yeah, we haven't done training for a couple of days, so actually it's not a million miles away, to be honest. Tactics, teamwork, team bonding, let's do that quickly as well. Do set pieces as well. See if that works. See if that gives us anything back. FA Cup time against Southend. So Valia, we're going to agree to 20 million for Biggs. 20 million for Biggs seems reasonable. Accept that from Hearts. Might have to wiggle some wages around, because Biggs' offer's been accepted. Who else has bid? Is it Sheffield United? Their bid's not been accepted yet. He's currently on 26, so we're going to have to be going at least 40, aren't we? You know what, stick him in the top earners bracket. 55. Actually, no, nudge him up to 60. There you go. Selling percentages in there, bugger. Actually, right, okay. Maybe we need to do some. Maybe we need to sell some players to bring a bit more money in at this point now. Because theoretically, those 2 deals have been accepted. Those players are now discussed contracts. Biggs is the first one. We need Biggs in first. You know? We've got players who can play up front if needs be. We haven't got a player like Biggs. Biggs can even play up front, to be honest. He can play as a deep line forward. He spent some moments at Huddersfield like that for us. Who's on the transfer list? expensive player for Tottenham. £70 million. No chance of we getting any of that. Yeah. Pretty sure I Dan. Ualembo from Sunderland. How many goals he scored? 2. No. No good. No good. Leburn. Or Marvin Leburn. 6'6", 24. Jumping reach. Aggression. Not necessarily goal scoring, but not necessarily playing. There's that as well. He's not a first teamer, is he? That's what we need to look at. Is he a first teamer? No. Is he going to come in and make the difference? No. Jumping reach 3 to 8. That's not going to make up for the fact you're quick, is it? I'll tell you what, I'm going to quickly into the toilet, so it'll be 2 seconds. Mull over this for a second, yeah? Chair's back in charge. I'm back now, sorry. The chair did a great job. Doing anyone else in? Not necessarily, no. No, it's more a oh, I wonder who's around. You know. But ultimately we need to work out, well, we need Biggs to be available first of all. Get him locked in. And then we're going to need some money to bring in Valia. Vishmara might be on his way out to Spezia. Not for a lot of money, but we are getting some money for the loan, so it's better than nothing, right? Then, of course, we've got the end of January panic when some of our players end up leaving, and it's just like, oh, all hands to the deck going, right, now try and bring players in. Who are we going to sign? Who's going to be the panic signing to get us over the line? That's what we're hoping for, right? Maxwell's missed training again. Out on the lash for the 3rd time. What are we going to do with him? What are we going to do? Like, he just doesn't seem to care, does he? He's just not arsed. He's been on the piss since New Year's Eve. That explains the situation against Plymouth, doesn't it? He's definite Billy Big Bollocks, isn't he? Well, he needs a rest, so you're gonna get one, mate. You know what I mean? Right, well, I can't even discuss with him to tell him why he's gonna get dropped. Oh, yeah, so he's absent. Is there a new right back that's any better? I mean, well, Bell can go straight in. That's an option right there. He needs a rest. He's hungover. Yeah. Funny that, isn't it? What a prick, innit? Send him on a leadership course. I think you're right. I think send him to AA. That's where we need to be going. Breathalyze him before each game. It's just madness, isn't it, to think that we do now have to start looking to replace him, because it's like, come on, mate. It's like, just, stop going on the lash. Like, or if you're gonna go on the lash, at least set an alarm on your phone. Do you know what I mean? Like, just go, right, I'm gonna go on the lash, lads, but there's a chance I'm gonna be late. So set my phone, and right, someone else can get me in. Too busy being absent and drunk for you to tell him he's being dropped for being absent and drunk. Yeah, pretty much. Like, when you say it like that, it sounds like I'm the idiot, doesn't it? Have you got any model citizen or professional players? Where would I find that? Can I find that in the dynamics, do you reckon? Is there a way of finding that out? Well, I'm guessing it might be in the mentoring groups, I'm guessing. I can't see it. I had a player kept going out, so I released him. Shame, he's a really good striker, wasn't professional enough. Yeah. Where's our... He's resolute. Reserved. The cure. What's the cure? Perfectionist. Get a teetotaler to mentor him. Lewis, he's only on there. Nomadic striker. Yeah, there's no one in there that's going to be like, right, set a mentor group, the professional players, get them to stop. Add a personality column to the squad view, can you? There we go. Look at that. Right. So what we're looking for now? We're looking for just someone who's professional. Damjanovic. Well, Damjanovic is Swedish as well, so but he's also 20, so I don't really understand how he can be mentoring. Maxwell's 22 as well. So how do I get them to do this then? How do I get him to... He goes in the mentoring group, give him a drinking buddy. Fairly professional. No. Damjanovic is professional. I go to training, and then set a mentoring group. Or was it just one mentoring group for just Maxo? It's called intervention. Right. Add player, Maxo. And Damjanovic. Ideally, slightly older and more influential. Yeah. A couple of Matt Unsworth. There's a couple of perfectionists in there. Tell you what. Right, there you go. That's that. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's the United City FM. Here we go. Now we're talking. There we go. Look at that. Stand-up comedian, creative football manager, ruined my life, Tony James. How's it going? It's only blue and FMT's Kevin, the United City FM. You need to drop that man a follow because he's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. I'm very well, thank you, Kev. It was lovely hanging out on your stream on today, by the way. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't followed Kev, why not? Why not? Get yourself following Kev. You know you need to do it. Because that's where good things happen. It's a lovely place to hang out. And a great save as well. So definitely worth checking that one out. We've got a bit of an issue, Kev. We've got a very, very, very good right wing back who we were so excited to sign. We're like, this guy's going to be brilliant. Turns out he's an alcoholic. He's been out on the lash 3 times. We're only into January now, and he's already managed to be told off 3 times for being out on the drink and missing training. So really worried now about what we're going to do about him. So we need to see where we get. What's the right being off your beard yet? Players didn't sign because I was told you couldn't get work permits. Get work permits at other clubs. A bit miffed at this turn of events. Oh, Zeke, that's not good. Better do Max or Hayes and the Cure. Oh, okay. Right, let's take him out. Max or Hayes. Yeah, Hayes is a handy one, isn't he? Hayes is only though. Well, he's in another mentoring group with over here with. I'll tell you what, let's take that out. No, add him in here. Tom Hayes and then the Cure, I reckon, yeah. Well, the Cure's a team leader over here, so he's not going to be there. Right, let's do it that way. Okay. I mean, Damjanovic, significant effect, by the way, so that's good. So maybe his doesn't go in here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we get there. Maxwell's highly influential. Your team needs to have an effect. Aha, got you. You want to do much in the January transfer window? Asked Kev. Not especially. No, we've got bids in for 2 players. Estimated effect on Maxwell is none. Right, all right. So it doesn't really matter what this group does. Then he doesn't really care. He's just not asked, is he? Well, there you go. Estimated effect from group average. It's going up. Maybe he'll start to mentoring group is going to ruin the good players. He's going to get them pissed. We're on a team bonding mission now, so let's have a look and see how we get on, shall we? But Kev, to answer your question, we've got a couple of bids in for a couple of players. I don't want to do too much business because I think the squad's pretty good as it is. We're looking down for a work permit for this guy, Giorgio Valia, 6'2" striker, 27 years old, aggressive, good anticipation, good finishing, good composure, good off the ball, attempt overhead kicks, all those things that you need from a centre forward. One Club Champ in with the Prime. Appreciate you, One Club Champ. Very kind indeed. Nice to have you in, of course. And we're thinking that's going to be a good sign if we get him over the line. Plus, we're hoping to try and get Chris Biggs in, who's a player we had at Huddersfield. Look at this guy. Oh, he was brilliant at Huddersfield for us. He's been brilliant since we've left. 27 years old, just a man who's just an engine in midfield. So it's between us and Sheffield United. We've given him a fairly hefty contract to have a look at. Hopefully, he puts pen to paper on it. And if he does, he comes through the door, and then he's a definite signing. And then we have to try and hope that we've got enough money to come in to get value as well. Because I think Biggs is the better. Biggs is the player we need. Really, why would he not come? I mean, well, we don't know. We don't know, Kev. Maybe there's all sorts of reasons as to why he might not come. But it's. I appreciate your kind words. Renato Paraco, again's a top player as well. By the way, look at this little wonder kid lad here. 5'7", Portuguese. Apart from that, he can't jump. He's very, very good. He might hit trifle. That's a good point. We've not even considered that. Ugh. Imagine if he does. Yuck. Terrible. Kevin Crick. He's a wonder kid now as well. Inverted winger. Zeki. He's at Leicester, so we can't get him. Jokovic on loan from Juve, can't get him. They walk amongst us, Kev. They walk amongst us, as if nothing's happened. I mean, to be fair, Mrs. J might even suggest that I was a non-believer, but I'm a convert now. I had the value of like tiramisu. It's an Italian trifle. Yeah. Oh, we've eaten a tiramisu on stream as well, Franco. So. He knows. He knows where his bread's buttered, and it's usually like a nice roll. So yeah, be fine. It's like a focaccia. So he's making free transfer bids for him. Oh, he's out of contract at the summer, that's why. Oh, Z might get a work permit. Okay. Cardo and Penza. Great name. All the traits in the world. Literally everything. Tiramisu is great for when you're feeling down. It's a real pick-me-up. Oh, yeah. We love this. Thoughts on cheesecake? I'm veering wildly away from approved desserts. Oh, One Club Champ, I am all about the cheesecake. All about the cheesecake. Like, you give us... those ones you get in Tesco's that say it serves 4 or 6, and you're like, no, it doesn't. Like, it serves me, just about. Like, give me the cheesecake. That was my go-to dessert. Because it's good. It's like... I know it's not good for weightlifting, but it's good for weightlifting in the sense of it's pretty good for your macros and stuff. So I don't think the idea is to eat the whole thing, but hey, you know what? I've eaten the whole thing, right? Already agreed cheesecake is godly but sickly after 6. Straight up cheesecake or fruit on top. I'm a fan of a New York cheesecake, just a plain New York cheesecake. Give me that. I'll put a bit of fruit on it if needs be, but You know, I'm a man of simple pleasures. I tend not to go for chocolate desserts. That's the thing. I think I've said this a few times. I'm more of like, give me like a fruity note or something on top. But yeah, at the end of a rich meal, I tend not to crave a chocolate dessert. Chocolate brick would you go to? Ooh. What's a chocolate brick? A properly good baked vanilla cheesecake is many a splendid thing. Isn't it just? Isn't it just? Dimitri Rodriguez, look at this guy. 20 for determination, 16 for teamwork, 17 for jumping reach, 19 for bravery, 6'5", 22 years old. Oh, majestic. Place in Brooklyn called Junior's, the best cheesecake, and I prefer strawberry. I mean, okay, if Brooklyn's got the cheesecake, that's where we're going, and that will be a New York cheesecake as well. He's pretty handy for being 18. 23 million pounds. I don't think we're going to be paying that kind of money for him. Stoker already in for 10 million quid. Right, he's not going to go overseas then, is he? Cheesecake trifle recipe. Is there really, Dan? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Hard to describe. We have to use it at school with pink custard. Some places call it chocolate concrete. Ah, right. Okay, got you. Got you. Yeah, the old pink custard at school. That was a thing, wasn't it? Can we create a Brooklyn Cheesecakes team for the custom MLSip? I like that. I like that. The Tennessee trifles. Biggs is in. £22 million. Sorry, £20 million. Huge signing. Huge signing. Yes, he's got a virus, but that's fine. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. Don't get worried, Kadorf. He's not coming for your position. I mean, he might be. Kadorf's only in because there's an injury to the chat. You know what I mean? Otherwise, he wouldn't be there either. Put Wilson on the bench. Murphy, Aquino, Damjanovic, Hayes, Warwick, Kadorf, Robertson there. Bell at right back because obviously Johnny Pisshead's still out and about. Oh, there he is. There he is he? Right. Okay, we'll discuss ambassadorial duties. Do you wanna get Biggsy a pint? Do you reckon? Oh, look at this. Right, I think we've kicked up I've kicked up a stink here. Oh, he's a knobhead. He's a knobhead as Max, isn't he? Right, okay, right. Oh, we've got his card. We've got his card. Maximo Man, Pisshead Savage needs to go. Yeah, I think so. We all got too excited. We thought, oh, this is a nice shiny thing, isn't it? Evening, Callum. How are you, buddy? Welcome in Raiders as well. Look at all of you. Welcome here. Hope everyone is well. If you're not following Callum, of course, from my chat, why are you not doing it? We've already got Kev's in here, part of FMT. You know Callum. You know he's brilliant. Get a follow on the boy. Slough's Golden God. Birthday for Callum. Happy birthday, Callum. Happy birthday. 24 years young, I presume, for yourself there. Pomegranate ice cream. Welcome in. Nice little wave there. Nearly conceded a stupid goal there, to be honest, as well. Dadson's in as well. Callum, it's not my birthday. Oh, well, fair enough, right? Don't say happy birthday to Callum then. If I do, no. You can have a birthday, Callum. You can have a birthday. Gavin Brash is here as well. Pokes is here. Now we're talking. So many wonderful people turning up. Hope everyone is very, very well on this Friday evening. How's the stream, Callum? How was it? How is Slough? Have you been promoted yet? Are you a Premiership side? Is the Civic Centre needed again? Z gives it to nobody, apparently. Phil Turner would appreciate the shoe story. I absolutely would. Partway players, let me know. You get a birthday, he gets a birthday, everyone gets a birthday. Exactly. We got a Zealand raid, which is a little surreal. We lost a lot of games, however, promotion is not off the cards. Amazing. Murphet over the top. Zealand raids are pretty cool, aren't they? To be honest, because they all look a bit weird when they first come in, and there's all like the sort of the was it they called the copy pasta, I think it is. The first time we got one, Rogie, our head mod, was getting a bit like, what the hell's going on here? And he was about to try and ban a load of people because he thought we were getting hacked. And then it was like, oh no, we're getting raided by Zealand. Because I didn't know what was going on. I'd not seen it before. So, yeah, it was just that thing. Just going, get rid of everyone. Pomegranate ice cream. Appreciate the follow. Josh, of course, in with a follow as well. It does it very spammy, and it's all like sort of just going, I don't really understand anything here. But yeah, no, they're lovely people. So no, I'm glad you got the raid, and it's a great thing he does. He makes sure that everyone gets basically works his way around the community essentially, so everyone gets a raid at some point. So it's awesome. This, of course, is the British Steel Challenge. But if you're brand new, the plan here, unlike Callum's save, which is to win everything with Slough, we're trying to do a bit more of a journeyman. So we're trying to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. We are 15 seasons in. We are Crystal Palace at the minute. We're currently second in the championship. We were top at the start of the stream. We're now second, 2 points behind QPR. And yeah, we're confident of promotion, to be honest. We're confident of promotion. And we are in the January transfer window, so we're going to try and sort of bring another cut of face in just to try and sort of solidify that promotion push. But what's really worrying is that on paper, one of our absolute superstars, a player called Max, or who's a Danish 22-year-old wing back, brought him in. Very, very excited to have him in the summer. We thought, right, chuck all the money out and bring him in. 4.5-star player, going to be awesome. He's an alcoholic, is what he is. He's been fined 3 times for being out on the lash and missing training. So we're a bit worried now. Evening Monkey Man, welcome in. Hope you're well. I appreciate the follow as well, very kind. So yeah, if this sounds like the sort of save that you like and might enjoy, then yeah, drop yourself a follow. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then of course we've got the Discord in there as well. So come and join us. Joshua, what team were we before Palace? So basically we started the save unemployed with no badges, no experience, nothing like that, and just tried to find ourselves a job. We started off at Banbridge in Northern Ireland, 3rd Division of Northern Irish football. Then we went to Portadown, then we went to Dungannon, Linfield. That's where our Northern Irish journey ended for now at that point. Then we went to Oxford for nearly 4 years actually. 3.5 years, 4 years. Then from Oxford we went to East Fife for a season. That didn't work out. Moved back to England with Huddersfield. Did 18 months at Huddersfield. Got ourselves promoted to the Championship and moved up to Crystal Palace. Didn't get ourselves promoted last season. It's actually the second season at Crystal Palace. We're still only expected to finish as a top half team, so no real expectation to win the title, which is pretty good. So if we can push on and do something, then it's sort of like we're a season ahead of plan. But given the fact that the idea is to win a lot of stuff, we kind of have to have a plan of trying to win a trophy every couple of seasons. 15 seasons in, we've won 9, so you could argue that we're a little bit behind schedule, but it's, you know, it depends on what your schedule is, really. It sounds like a fun save starting right from the bottom. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's not the challenge that we've done before. We can make it harder by sort of like only signing British players as well, which would make it a bit more difficult. But oh, what about that? That's ridiculous. Coutinho, look at this. The first touch in the first instance is fantastic. Then the little 1-2. Then the second dink over. There you go. Pulls it back around. Murphy in for a Coutinho, dinks it over the keeper. It's twice he's dinked it over there. 2-0 against Southend. FA Cup this, by the way. So be nice to keep us in a cup competition this year. We don't need to win the FA Cup this year. Can't really see us winning the FA Cup. If we do, however, then that's excellent. A bit of the challenge I'm looking forward to the most after you win the Premier League, then go right the way back down to the fight for the second tier Welsh division. That's the thing. That is the thing. Because of how the save is set up, we do have to go and do those sorts of stuff. So you've got Cymru North and Cymru South in Wales. There's only one promotion spot in both of those divisions. If you go to, you have to win both of those. You have to win Vanarama North and South as well. Now we've already won Vanarama National, but we'll have to go back and win Vanarama North and South. We haven't won anything in Scotland yet, so we've got all of Scotland to do, all of Wales to do, obviously. And then there's still some stuff we haven't won in Northern Ireland, so we have to go back to Northern Ireland and try and win some things there. But what makes that interesting is that some of the Northern Irish trophies are regional, so only certain teams can win some of those trophies. So that's quite frustrating as well. And we haven't won the Papa John's trophy yet. We wanted to win it as a League One side. Obviously, you can technically win it as a Premier League under 23. Queen with a hat-trick, and they've all been dinked over the keeper. Oh, it's offside though. So I don't really know if we I don't know if we stay with that and try and win it with an under 23 side, or whether we go, you know what, actually, now's the time to go back and try and win it again with a League One side. That for me feels more pure / so much more stressful. So we might do it that way, because that sort of seems to be the way that we play the game. You would love to see Klopp in Scottish League 2. Yeah. I mean, God, he'd complain, wouldn't he? He'd complain in Scottish League 2. He doesn't seem to like the Premier League, so. Damjanovic. But then again, I don't like the Premier League, so I can sort of sympathise with that point. I guess if you manage the Premier Leagues, the Papa John's games with under 23s, it should count. It should, Pilgrim, and you know, it's just me being a little bit more pedantic on myself, to be honest. Like, because it can be done, but like, and I guess I've sort of missed out on a trophy at Linfield where I could have done the same with the under 23s at Linfield. But the other question is going to be, depending upon what team I am, are my under 23s going to be better than teams in League One? And I know that sounds a really stupid thing to say, but unless I'm like one of the top teams in the Premiership, there's no guarantees that my under 23s are much better. Like, I don't think my Palace under 23s are going to beat a lot of League One sides. They might do, but I wouldn't necessarily say they're guaranteed. I'm a Sunderland fan, Monkey Man. There you go. That's my team right there. Off to the game tomorrow. Playoff semi-final against Luton. So fingers crossed for that one. Should be fun. Damjanovic again can't quite get through the wall of defenders there. Golomovic can't either. Hasn't under 23 made the final in real life yet? I don't remember it. I don't think so. I could be wrong though. Oh, you're Brighton, man. Oh, nice. Nice. They're having a great season. Very well set up football club. You've got to be happy with how everything's going there, surely. Even besides that, Man City, a lot of their 23s are on loan. Yeah, that's the thing. All of Chelsea's side, of course, play in Holland, as we know. So, yeah, it can be a little bit more tricky, that. So 2-0. That'll do. Into the next round of the cup. Now I'd like us to play a non-league team actually and progress to the next round. But or do we take the money? Take the money and run? Well, they haven't. Oh, there you go. They got conclusive proof then they haven't won it. I didn't think they have. Because I'd imagine it would have been the sort of thing that would almost be a quiz question, I guess, wouldn't it? Or pundits would just keep going on about it. Going, oh yeah, of course they have. They're Premier League sides. Of course they've won. And you're just like, oh, for God's sake, shut up about the Premier League. Stop talking about American things. I'd look at my save only once as a Premier League under 21 won the Pizza Cup. Oh, really? Okay, and you're well into this as well. Actually, that's a point. Let's have a look. Has it happened in our save? The Villa under 21s beat the Chelsea under 21s, Arsenal under 21s, United under 21s. So it happens in our game then. Okay, but not all the time. Certainly not before. Certainly not in real life. Interesting, right? Very interesting. So Man U under 21s beat Forest Green. Fleetwood beat Liverpool under 21s. And then Villa and Chelsea both played. And Arsenal beat Stockport. Stockport 2 times runners-up. Forest Green 2 times runners-up. Got a feel for them, right? Let's adjust that budget, shall we? Get it done. Valier's in as well. Right, Biggs is in. We're over the moon at that. And Valier's going to come in as well, which is, again, a pretty impressive sign, I think. Have to take someone out, so Bishmara for Valier. Big lad. Big lad on campus. I like the fact it's like, you know, aggressive, off the ball's good, Anticipation's good. Attempts overhead kicks. That's what everyone wants. That's what everyone wants. Oh, sorry, something in my eye. Sorry. 2 big signings. I think so. And you know what? I'd be happy if that's our January business done. We've got it done early. Evening FM Daddy, hope you're well. Welcome in, sir. How's your stream? Welcome in, Raiders, as well. Also, come and grab a chair. We're in the as you know, we're doing the British Steel Challenge. So season 15 now. With we're in Crystal Palace, not season 15 with Crystal Palace, but we're on the charge. We hope to be pushing on towards the Premiership. Two points behind QPR at this point, but we have just dropped nearly £30 million in pre-season. In January. Hopefully that should help us get over the line. Yeah. Hopefully. But then again, you never know, because we might end up having to lose some players as well, because that's a potential. Peterborough away from home. Peterborough Premier League side at the minute in this game. But 17th, got to fancy our chances, right? Of course we fancy our chances. Excellent. I want Preston, fine. So remove him. Do that. Miles Huffer. Partly had him on the shortlist for when we were at smaller clubs, and partly he had a funny name. And this is what we want. Biggs comes in. First thing that they're saying, make him vice captain. Love it. Love it. Fairly professional. Leader, 15. There you go. Great chance getting by Peterborough. Hope so. Hope so. We've got previous with Peterborough in FM. But there you go. Miles Hanley's gone to Stoke. Look at that. Wonder kid goalkeeper, 6'6" at 18. He's got a lot of potential, that boy. So MK Dons away, then Colchester. QPR in for McGlynn, that's fine. I think as long as we can just hold on to our players at the minute. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. No one appears to have come in for our players yet. They don't have old Ricky J. Jones. You should be fine. Yeah, he's a bit good, isn't he? He's a bit good, old RJJ. He was fantastic when we had him at Posh. He's I say this, I tell everyone this quite a lot. He was so. Posh was the first save we had. Well, it wasn't actually. It was Sunderland, but we got sacked by Sunderland, and then we ended up at Posh that season. Stayed up on the final day of the season, which was brilliant. And RJJ was incredible for us. So good that we actually lost him. He got sold to West Ham. Played 7 games for West Ham. I don't think he played 7 games for West Ham. He played a few games for West Ham. Then he got sent on loan to a team in Holland. Played a handful of games. And came back to West Ham. And I was like, right, let's maybe see if we can get him on loan, shall we? So we got him on loan. Great. Got him on loan another season. Great. Got him on loan another season. His contract ran out. Re-signed him on a free transfer. Brilliant. So 10 million quid in the bank. and we got him back for free. Which when people go, oh god, the loans are crap now. You can't like just keep re-sign. Yeah, we abused that when we had Ricky J. Jones possibility. So in a sense, I'm kind of glad you can't do it anymore. But that was superb. Like just Ricky J. just going, I'll come back. That's fine. It was that was very much playing the system. I've never seen it happen before. Or since, actually. Obviously, we won't see it again now, so. Right. MK Dons away. 22nd, MK Dons. Colchester at home, 21st. We need to be beating these teams, don't we? There's no ifs, buts, or maybes about it. Like, just got to go and get it done. Everyone should be fit now as well. Is Biggsy back? Biggsy's back. Valia's back. Right. Tell you what. Should we stick Biggsy in straight away? Warwick's been playing brilliantly, hasn't he? Do we reckon that he could play as the halfback? We played him as a segundo, didn't we, when we were at Huddersfield? His tackling's not brilliant, so keep him as a ball winner. Maybe box to box, I think, really. Getting up and down all over the place. And that's it then, big value as well. Let's put Sam in for Z. Actually, let's start value. Yep, here we go. Right, 2 debutants coming in. Valia, Biggs, both playing. Plus, Evening Barton, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Welcome in, man. Hope you're well. I'm sure you've seen in the Discord the little clip we put there of Aquino dedicating the Player of the Month award to me, which I didn't. We're unsure about that. Surely the Player of the Month award should be dedicated to yourself, Barton, for finding him. But I decided I don't like football and watch beach volleyball from now on. Yeah, that's a terrible performance from your lot. What on earth are you doing? There you go. Make it up to you. Aquino scored for you. 90 seconds into the match. Jones down the line. Damjanovic finds Hayes. Always getting forward. Aquino's there. Taps it in. 1-0. This puts us back up in contention. Aquino free kick. Oof. Corner. I sort of get where you're coming from, Barton. Saying you haven't been great all season. I follow I'm sort of mates with Joe Cran, Wednesday journalist, and he's sort of like, he's pretty like yourself, like, he'll call it like it is. He's not going to just hide behind his tinted glasses or whatever. And I think you're probably right. There's just gritty, or there's been ways where you've managed to win games ugly, and it's not been a kind of like dominant Sheffield Wednesday all season. Like most teams, injuries have played a part, suspensions have played a part. Biggs with a goal on his debut. Get in. £20 million well spent. 15 minutes has taken him to score. Yeah, been lucky a little bit. Yeah, there's been some moments where it's just been like you get a point that you maybe don't deserve, and you, in that sense, you would argue that's what football's about. It's about grinding out those wins and grinding out those points, and like that makes you a good team, but you're kind of underperforming your abilities, and I think that's kind of what you mean. And if that's what you mean, then yes, I would probably agree, to be honest. Biggs already repaying 20 million quid. I mean, look, there's 40 million pounds of centre midfield there. Hayes and Biggs, that's, yeah, 8 shots, 5 on target, 64% possession, 2-0 up after 15 minutes. It's a very, very, very different view of football. I mean, like, you know, you want, like, it's the entertainment business as well. Hayes with another goal. You know, there needs to be something to watch. Like, do you know what I mean? And which is exactly what we're saying here. You'd rather see good, entertaining, free-flowing football than boring, dire stuff. I think you're at the situation, Wednesday at the situation where Sunderland were. And Sunderland obviously got themselves promoted last season, but last season's team and last season's desire and design was very much all about creating an identity, and it's been heightened this season because of obviously what Mowbray's done and took the mantle and really ran with it. But Wednesday are very much in the same boat that Sunderland were. There's no identity anymore. You can't tell what Sheffield Wednesday's style of football is meant to be, and where Sunderland are now is they've managed to get, which I've been banging on about for ages, and a lot of football fans will bang on about all the time, is they've now got 11 players who will try their hardest for the shirt, and they will run for 90 minutes, and they will give it their all. And that's all football fans want, really. They just want to see 11 players having a fucking go. Do you know what I mean? And like, desire will always beat ability. You know what I mean? Like, it will. Just if you outwork your opposition, doesn't matter how good they are, if you're willing to work harder than they are, then you have a good chance. And Sunderland particularly, and I can only speak about Sunderland because obviously I know the city, I know the fan base, I know what it's like. I know that everyone in the ground, if they were called upon to go onto the pitch and perform, they would give their all for 90 minutes, irrespective of how bad they are. And that's what they want from the players. They want the players to basically give as much effort as anybody sat in that stadium would give. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's it. And now they've got that team. Now they've got a whole bunch of players who are exciting, are young, are trying, are not horrible players off the pitch. The management of the club is good. The owner seems like a nice guy. The execs are pretty decent. Like, the recruitment guys is a good laugh. Like, it just seems like they're doing things right. Mowbray, you know, Glenn was saying there, Mowbray is just, he's great. Like, he wasn't my first name, I'll be honest. I think Sportsman's potentially still in. He maybe wouldn't have been the first name on people's lips. We were probably all expecting Dyche, to be honest, and a bit miffed that we didn't go for Dyche. But when you then start to strip it back, you're like, actually, Mowbray's got a pretty good record in the Championship, and it's like, well, we don't really expect it to go up anyway, or really, it's just as long as we don't get relegated again, then yeah, I guess Mowbray's a pretty good shout. to be honest. Comes in with experience. And then he just does what he does, and you're like, oh, you can't help but buy into it. He's a very charismatic guy in a really sort of like reserved way. He's really funny. He's really funny. The whole Revels thing is just brilliant. I love all that. But yeah, and you can see why the players really like him. And yeah, I just think things are going really well, and tomorrow's going to be great. It's going to be noisy, and yeah, let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. We then have a decent game in the second semi, and then fingers crossed we have a trip to Wembley. You know. Of course, the irony is that Mowbray is then going to manage against two teams he's already managed against. I managed four, I should say, sorry. Coventry and Borough. He's more known for Borough, obviously, being a Borough lad. So a derby at Wembley, that's tense. But then again, Coventry have played really well this season as well. So there's no easy. It's a cliche time, isn't it? There's no easy games at this stage of the season. So everyone's there for a reason. So we'll see what happens. Pilgrim, I admit, as an Argyle fan, I was surprised at how physical Wednesday were at Hillsborough. Yeah, I think people are surprised by that, to be honest. They expect a bit more sort of tappy football, don't they? Oh, great ball to nobody, apparently. Aquino wins it back, though. Valier can't quite get a goal in his debut. Don't really want to say or even think it, but I think Michael Cooper was targeted that day. Ooh, there you go. Getting in and getting a... But then sometimes you have to just sort of like pick people off, don't you? Be like, right, there you go, get on him. Biggs had a great game, so we'll bring him on, bring him off. Well played, Biggs. Let's bring keep Valier on. Let's keep Valier on, actually. Bring the drunkard on. The only player we have that's genuinely able to do tippy tappy is Barry Bannon. Yeah, he's a great player, isn't he? He is brilliant. Injury to Valier. Oh God. Typical, absolutely typical. I feel for Wednesday fans. I'm old school, proper football club, great fans. Tonight will hit them hard. 96 points, losing the playoff final 4-0. I mean, this is all the. As much as we love the playoffs as a football fan, I say the playoffs is the best way to go. Absolutely the best way to go. Most drama you could possibly get, but let's face it. Well, if you finish third, you should be going up. Realistically, Luton should be promoted to the Premier League. It's not fair that they then have to have two games against Sunderland. Like, and as a Sunderland fan, I'd still sit there and go, you know what? Yeah, we scraped into sixth on the last day of the season. Was it the saying that was we had 18 days in the top six? I think all season. Fine. Like, that's what makes it good. You've got something to aim for. You're scraping on that last day of the season, but Luton deserve their opportunity. They've been the better team throughout the whole course of the season. So, you know, if you can guarantee you winning it, you'd always pick the playoffs. Oh, 100%. If you knew that was going to happen, it's the best way to get promoted. It's a long way to go to lose on penalties. It's the only thing I can say. And I'm hoping I'm not the bad luck charm. Even in Riverside, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Long time, but yes, everything is super well. Thank you, super well indeed. Yeah, last time I saw a playoff final was Sunderland versus Charlton. Did not go our way that day. Valia's broke his ribs. Oh dear. Oh dear. So there's our new striker, injured for 9 weeks. Whoops. Good job that Biggs is scoring goals, right? I guess. Oh dear. Sasa Ilic in goal for Charlton, that's the one. Mickey Gray with the penalty in those famous gold shirts that we wore. Lionel Perez in goal for Sunderland. He moved to Newcastle 2 days later. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. 4-4. The Clyde Mendonca final. What a game it was, though. Superb to watch. But, yeah. One of those. Yeah, definitely one of those. Hopefully this year's going to be different. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Right, Vishmara is on his way off to Hearts. It's costing us something because we're paying some of his wages. Right, Preston's on his way out as well. We've spent 20 million quid on a midfielder, and then from Huddersfield, and then gonna try and spend 14 grand on a player. If you weren't feeling old already, TJ Sasa Ilic is 50. I don't think I need to know that, do I? That's, oh God, that really is, oh. I feel bad now, Pilgrim, yeah. Oh, there's nothing I can say. I feel like I've lost. But even then, it's just mad to sort of like look at players who've retired now, and you'd be like, oh God, yeah, they are. They're old man age now, you know. And then look around, going, actually, I'm not too far from being old man age myself. Maybe I'm old man age, possibly. Depends on your definitions, doesn't it? But we're close. We're close. Oh, Dan, yeah, of course. I'm sorry, mate. I've just seen that you sent a trifle cheesecake recipe. I love that. Love it. Dan Reese as well, by the way. Late to the party. Good evening. Welcome in, Dan Reese. Good to see you. Tell you what, let's play this Colchester game, shall we? And then we'll call it a night. I'll do Hal to land Murphet. I don't think so. £7 million for the Cure. Doesn't want to join Stoke. That's fine. You're not going to Stoke then. McGlynn's gone to QPR. So a striker we looked at, we were like, nah, let's not bother. It's gone to QPR, so now we can see just how he does. Is that cheesecake with the flavours of trifle in it, or is it a trifle with bits of cheesecake in it? Let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? It looks very much like there's a trifle on top. There you go, Kev, look at that. I think Dan FM's done a good job there. A very good job. Yeah, I think, I'm in as well. I'm in as well. That's like eating a whole cheesecake and a whole trifle. Do you know what I mean? Biggs has got a virus again. What's he doing? Stop getting viruses. Like, he's literally had 2 viruses in the space of a month. Can we have a trifle cheesecake recipe posted in the Discord, please? Yes, of course we can. Of course we can. I'll put it in the cookery and bakery section. There you go. All done. Ajay's off to Zenit. I forgot about that deal. He's been on the piss with Max, so yeah, and his drink spiked. He's had his stomach pumped. Interesting. Yeah, apparently his initiation was go out on the lash with Maxo. If you can last it, then you're all right. Have a pint. Go on. What's the worst that can happen? Oh dear. He's got a second job working at the CDC. Don't know what that means, but possibly. No one's training badly this week. Good. Whatever the UK's equivalent for Centre for Disease Control is. All right, got you. Franco, it's either the beer or it's the dodgy kebab on the way home. Yeah, he's meant to be keeping himself in tip-top condition, but I do get the impression that maybe Maxo is a bad influence on people. You know, I think as well, given the fact we've spent a load of money on new players, there's an irony that they're both now injured. Like, great, these new signings are going to really help us push on. They're both injured. Oh, okay. Fine. Start with Day Lewis up front. First live game I went to was in England, a 21 game at Home Park in 1989. I challenge anyone to name even one player from that England team. That's a good question, Pilgrim. Marco Gabbiadini. Or maybe someone like John Fashanu, possibly. Tony Daly? Earl Barrett. Dave Besson. Well, Dave Besson would have been about 42 at that point, probably. It's interesting because 89 is obviously definitely older, like old enough. It's like, but then at the same time, like, well, actually, is it like how? I was trying to sort of say, how far back am I going? Like Barry Venison, maybe is he? Ezequino. Yeah, like is Tony Adams or Martin Keown maybe? He would have been at Villa at the time, possibly. Gary Ablett. John Scales. I think it's far too old for Paul Scholes, Raggio. I'd have been 9 at that point, so Scholes would have been probably about 12, possibly. I'm not saying that he still wouldn't have been in the team, he might have been. What about Gary Lineker? Older than John Scales. Yeah, Gary Babbitt would be older than John Scales, surely. Keeper from the game is 55 now, if that helps. Is it Dave Besant? Tony Corton, maybe. The 1989 under-21s were in the first year of the Premier League starters in 1993. Oh, okay. That makes sense then. David Batty, maybe? Fowler? Seaman? Seaman's not a bad shout, actually. But Ian Walker. Actually, no, he probably wouldn't. Is he 55 now? Tim Flowers is a decent shout, though. Neville Southall's Welsh, so it's probably not him. Darren Anderson. Steve Bull. Steve Bull was 36 in 1989. What about what's someone like Merson, maybe? Flowers is too old, he's 56. Carlton Palmer. Darren Anderson. Gary Parker. Like Gary Penrice. Merson came on as a sub. There you go. I've got one. Maybe Dennis Wise. Paul Parker. All the Parkers. Parker from Thunderbirds. Mentioned Seaman also runs with the headline Keegan flipped Schmeichel's gap with Seaman. Or fills Schmeichel's gap with Seaman. Nice. Oh, Crouch. Far too early for Crouch. Surely. About Jamie Redknapp. Actually, no, that's probably too early for Jamie Redknapp as well, isn't it? Is it a trick question? If we're saying that it's like sort of the whole, these players would have been starters on the start of the Premier League season. Is it someone like Giggs? Did Giggs play for the England under-21s or something and then play for the Welsh national team? That sounds like the sort of thing that he would do. Or about maybe Gaza. That's a good shout, actually. Because obviously, well, 1990 was the final. Well, 91 was the final where Gascoigne did his knee in, wasn't it? And obviously, Italian 90, he was in the World Cup. He might have been under 21s, you know. Crouch played for QPR in the 80s. Was he? Steve Chettle. Oh, what a pick. What a pick, Glenroy. About Teddy Sheringham. I mean, Sheringham might maybe be a little bit old, possibly. Julian Dix. Giggs might have played under 16s. Yeah, I thought he played for England at one point before, you know, being a massive piece of shit. Daniel Day-Lewis with a goal. But Alan Smith. Two strikers were both at Wolves at the time. Being at Wolves. They didn't have any strikers other than Steve Bull. Is one Don Goodman, maybe? He was at Wolves, I think, wasn't he? Steve Bull is correct. There you go. We'd said Steve Bull. Steve Bull was brilliant. That's Stan Collymore. Peter Crouch is younger than me. I know. It's mad, isn't it? How about Lee Dixon? And Andy Much too. What a pairing, him and Steve Bull. Andy Much is not a name that I've heard for a long, long time, but he's an under 21 as well. Amazing. Love it. This is a great question, Pilgrim. This is the sort of stuff we need more of in the chat. Right. From now on, we're posting random trivia. I know other people do it, and other people do it very, very well, but fuck it. It's a homage, right? Right, someone bring a quiz question next stream. Or actually, bring more than one, because if we get it right, then we've got nothing else after that. Be like, oh, the quiz was good, wasn't it, Tony? Yeah, it's great. Oh, Matty Warwick with a strike. Makes it 3-0. How many are we missing? We're missing quite a few, actually. Although I reckon I'm only online for about another 10 minutes, so I have to stick it in the Discord. Pilgrim. Little Warwick Davis is some player, isn't he just? 4 lads into the 11. If you ask who's the manager, as I'm done. Was it John Gorman? Was it Dave Gorman? Was it what's he called? Don Revy. Not Don Revy, you know what I mean. Don Howe. Venables. Peter Taylor. Yeah, Peter Taylor's been the England under-21 manager for all of his life. Nigel Martin. Manager was called Dave Bassett. Oh, what the hell's happened there? Dave Sexton. It was Richard Ord. One of the players. James Milner was definitely the ball boy. James Milner played. he was 9. He was 21. He just literally scraped in. That's the keeper error for the evening. The stream is complete now. Pretty much, Z. Pretty much. We have to have at least one, right? Back top of the table. Another dominant performance. We saw that one. We saw that one out, didn't we? Back top. What have QPR done? Beat Ipswich. +4 on the goal difference. So that's pretty handy. If we just jump onto the match stats there. Yeah, I think we dominated that game. Do you reckon? What about Chris Waddle? Actually, no, Chris Waddle would have been a bit older, wouldn't he? 2 centre-backs both played for Man City at the time. Keith Curle. And I was going to say Andy Dibble, but he was a goalkeeper, wasn't he? I think I can see that. I think I can see the defender's face in my head, but can't think of his name. Right. I've had fun. This has been good. What we're going to do is we're going to log off. We're going to go and raid. So make sure you go and follow everyone that we jump into. And I think I'm going to have fun tomorrow night at the football. So fingers crossed for a good win. And then, yeah, maybe back on Sunday, possibly. We shall see. But that, of course, depends on the result. If it goes well, yes. If it doesn't, then we'll cry in the corner. But never mind. Not seen this guy before, I don't think. So let's go and have a little jump on here. Man United fan is talking about the potential buyout. So go and have a little chat to him. He seems like a pretty good dude. Actually, I am following him. We've rated him before, clearly. So yeah, go and drop him some love. He's playing new metal music as well, and he's got a foreign save on the go, either Ajax or Benfica. I can't quite work out who's managing, but yeah, go and say hi, give them some love, and yeah, take it easy, everyone. We'll see you all very soon. Fingers crossed for the Black Cats tomorrow. It's gonna be all right, innit? Let's do it. Right, all the best, everyone. Take care. Bye now.
I actually didn't think Holland would do that well. I mean, you would do well, but I didn't think he was going to be a 50 goal a season kind of player.